Okay, okay, right, let's Joe Rogan decimated on flat Earth. Oh God, can I put it on this now? When did he do that? 10 hours ago. That's Bruce as well. I wouldn't mind watching that. Let's try and get that on. Oh, add to the add to save to play. I don't know if this is. I hope it does. I hope it works. Because I'm sorry, Joe, but you're an absolute retard. This guy thinks he's like all knowing, all knowledge. You're just a gatekeeper, bro. You've got a clue. Like oh. Righty, righty, righty. Uh, Partial. Oh, that do. Do, 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 do. Oh, let's just might as well. That looks like quite a good one. I don't remember that one. Bruce Lee. Is that Bruce Lee? That's Bruce Lee. Let's go with Bruce Lee. Love a bit of Bruce. Yeah, Bruce. That's it. There you go. Awesome. Right, let's save that. It's not Nat. No, it's not Nachi Beta. It's not Nachi. It's Bruce. Nachi, boards don't hit back. Oh, this should be it. Come on. Hurry up, hurry up. Oh, it's taking its time. God. Seems to be struggling a bit this morning, guys. Just check every call in the chat. Right, big shout out to Suits in the house. We've got Charlie in the house. Honor's in the house. We've got Simon's in the house. Jack's in the house. We got Pinky in the house. Long time Pinky. Happy Joy Joy. Awesome. Awesome. Andy's in the house. I hope you guys are well. World War III started. Trump bombs Iran. Oh my God. Are you serious, Honor? I don't watch the news, man. We only see black screen. Okay, okay. Let me just get this started. Yeah, okay. It'll be black screen for a sec. Because for some reason, I've got poor internet. I don't know. So, has he started already? Good morning, Martin. I knew something was going to happen. That's crazy. We're at war. Yeah, okay. Charlie saying we're at war. That's crazy. Because, man, this is why I'm glad some of you in there do watch the news. I'm oblivious, mate. I didn't even know. The only thing I saw was Hillary Clinton denying Pizzagate existed after her hearing and saying she didn't have a clue who Epstein was. She never met she's never met this guy. What a lying bitch. What a lying. How can she say that? Tell those barefaced lies to the camera like that? When she was obviously knew who Epstein was, obviously knew that Bill was one of his best buddies. Come on, man. The lies are incredible, man. It's just line them up and oozy them, please, quicker. Hey, Flat Earth Outlaw, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, fuck, who's that Flat Earth Outlaw? Not JJ. You have to remind me, Flat Earth Outlaw. You have to. I think they bombed like an hour ago. Oh damn! Hello, Void. Oh, shit, man. Monarchy. Harmon. Yeah. Thank you, Harmon. I'm having a bit of a brain fart this morning. I woke up a bit late as well, so. Man. Oh man. So they've bombed Iran. It's funny how they're going through all the places with old antiquity, right? I mean, Iraq had all those old Babylonian tablets, right, and all those old buildings that got destroyed. Seems to be like a pattern going on here, doesn't there? The first thing they didn't even secure the bloody oil fields first. The first thing they did was secure the library, and then they secured the oil fields. They secured the library with all the antiquities in it. Because Iraq had some unbelievable stuff. Oh, man. 8 minutes in, good day, happy. So, hey, one big pond, how you doing? So, Harmon, that's crazy, right? Joe Banner, suits on. Schlo. Hey, hello, Schlo, welcome in. Fill up your cars with pet, yeah, because the price will probably go up pretty quick, man. I forgive you for your brain fog. You are from England. That's excuses. Yes, we've got all the excuses, Harmon. We do. Uh, Man, I didn't even hear. I've never didn't hear that. So it's happened a couple of hours ago. So is it serious? Are the Iranians? Are they firing back? Are the Iranians firing back? Oh, we've got excellent, excellent. Oh man, that is really crazy, actually. Right, I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it because everyone's moaning about. Banner, we can't sing. Oh, what? I'm gonna skip to this first track. This is what I was gonna play today, right? This is crazy. I was gonna play this to try and cheer everybody up, right? An old '80s song from back in the day, you know, brings back those good memories, nostalgic memories when you was about 10, 11. And then I walk into like we're basically at war. So this is what I was gonna play today. It's kind of insane. Everybody. Fantastic day. Fantastic day. Oh man. I mean, the timing couldn't have been worse. It couldn't have been worse for me to choose this track today. I think this come out, was it 82? Yeah, April 82. So I was literally 11. I was 11 when this come out. See, stuff from about that time, I do remember in the charts because I wasn't into the hip hop then. I got into hip hop about 13, I think. So I was still in that sort of naive, sort of kiddie sort of stage, right? And I do remember these sort of tracks in like the really early 80s, late 70s, going into about 82, 83. I do kind of remember them. This one I definitely remember. When I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Something has been up with YouTube for the last few weeks. I've noticed it. Hey, Stace, welcome in. Hey, Ches, welcome in. Yeah, I've noticed it myself, so there's definitely something up. Sometimes it skips my whole playlist. It won't play it won't play anything. I've got to go back. I've got to press the bloody auto thing back and forth on a completely different video to stop it playing through here. So bizarre. I can't work it out. What's going on with YouTube lately? They've kind of ruined it. it was Israel and the US. Well, that just says it all, doesn't it? So it might as well just be Israel and the US as backing them up, right? You know, all the talk. It's Israel that want the war, really, don't they? They want to take over that whole region. They want to take over the whole thing, the whole region. They want as an Israel state. I mean, these people, man. These are the ones that need to be taken out. The Israelis, the elites, the whole system needs to be broken down and started again, man. Because it's going to be like this, war after war, keeping people in fear, constant fear of what's going to happen. You get people in that state, you can get them thinking what you want, and get them to start choosing sides and all this crap. Because once you start choosing a side, you're brainwashed. Once you say, I'm red, I'm blue, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, it's all just a bunch of nonsense to keep people in a state of fear. You've got to rise above that. Don't let that fear in, guys. Don't even let it bother you. So yeah, Israel obviously that's just crazy. So Israel and the US. So yeah, it was just Israel and backing up. The US are backing them up. Yo, Dan, what's up? What's up? Weird shit happening in chat boxes. It was yeah. They say because of Iranian nukes. Iranian nukes? What? Can someone? Am I going batshit crazy? Have Israel got nukes? Can someone tell me in the chat? Have Israel got nukes? Yes or no? I think it's. Hello, Graham. It's a yes, right? It's a yes. Israel do have nukes, right? So they're the only country, you're telling me, in that region that can only have nukes? And everyone else can't? Fuck that, man. Imagine those psychos just having the press. No way. No way, man. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. They want to take over everywhere, man. So, and they want to disarm people so they can't defend themselves. So when the shit does hit the fan, they can just go straight in and just take over. Man, this is crazy. This is absolutely so. The 4x2s that are power hungry think that they're better than everybody else. Right? Think everyone else is goyim and slop and shit on the end of their foot. That's what these people think about everyone else. Are allowed nukes and everyone else in that region are not. Okay. Hey Laura, welcome in. Great to see you. That is kind of insane. Hey Logical, welcome in. John Hawking claims stars are billions. Oh gosh. We got to get that up. We got to. Sean Hawktard is an absolute idiot. I mean, how does this guy even get listeners? The more censorship we see only equals to the panic they are in. That's a good point, actually, Simon. Yeah, it's sort of reflecting their panic, right? Yeah, I mean, it's all about distraction at the moment, guys. It's because they know what's really going on. They know people waking up by their millions, right? Every, hundreds of thousands each day, people just waking up to it. So they've got to ramp it up. They've got to have your focus and attention. This is a big part of it. Get your focus and attention, and get you choosing a side. It's the whole divide and conquer thing. Comment removed for wrong think. What? Is this happening in my chat? Is there weird stuff going on in this chat at the moment, guys? Because I'm not too sure. I don't really. Oh man, it's kind of crazy at the moment. So yeah, probably not the appropriate record to be playing today. Fantastic Day. It's In fact, probably the next song is probably more apt. Let's go on to the next one. This is Chills reminded me of this the other day. I think I did play it, but this is the one for humanity. This is the song for.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say what we've seen. And we're not little children, and we know what we want, and the future is certain. Give us time to work it out.
No. These 4x2s and these power-hungry morons don't want us to work it out. They want to work it out their way. So. Hey, Forever Love, welcome in.
Come on inside. Take a night ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Feeling okay this morning, and you know we're on the road to paradise. Here we go.
Yo, Dan, I think I said hello to Dan anyway. Yo, Jim.
We're on a ride to nowhere.
Hey, Armin, we've missed you, bro. I mean, where the hell have you been?
Come on inside.
I'm going to make a coffee, guys. Back in a sec.
Take a night ride to nowhere. We'll take that ride. Maybe wonder where you are. I don't care. Here is where time is on our side. Take you there. Take you there. We're on a road to nowhere. We're on a road to nowhere. Sitting in my mind, come along and take that ride. It's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's going day by day, and it's alright, baby, it's alright. Would you like to come along and help me sing this song? It's alright, baby, it's alright. Sitting in my mind, come along and take that ride. It's alright, baby, it's alright. And it's very far away, but it's going day by day. It's alright, baby, it's alright. And would you like to come along and help me sing this song? It's alright, baby, it's alright. Gonna tell you what to do, 'cause I'm making for you. It's alright, baby, it's alright. We're on a road to nowhere. Hey! We're on a road to nowhere. We're on a road to nowhere.
We're on a road to nowhere.
I will fly high in the sky above the clouds. Yes, I will.
Yo, Martin. I think I said hello to Martin Ailey anyway. It's good to see Martin in as well. It's good to see Martin and it's good to see Martin in, Harmon in. Old schoolers, right? Yeah, man. So yeah, Israel gone in, backed up by America. That's crazy. Really, really crazy, man. I mean, how do you Americans feel about this? You can't be too happy. I mean, that's kind of crazy, man.
Yes, I will.
Right, let's move. I'm not playing that Indian. We've got 4 minutes, so start. No, we'll play Earth Crow. Hey Tommy, welcome in, bro. I mean, what's the general? I mean, what's like the general feeling over there in the States at the moment? And you guys can't be happy about this, right? I mean, I've got quite a lot of family in America, and Americans are lovely people. Man. They really are really nice people. Until you cross a bit like the English. Right? English are kind of the same. We will really help you out. You cross us though, it's like fuck you. Don't ever talk to me again. Maybe that's a bit of the Scorpio in me as well, but yeah, that's we kind of like that. And yeah, so the general sort of people, you know, America, I wonder how they feel about this. It's just so weird, isn't it? I mean, we knew something was going to happen, right? It's been kind of building up, but I didn't think it was actually they were going to bomb. But then I see some video the other day of Israel saying that they own all this land anyway. It all belongs to them. Some dude, oh no, he wants them to take them all out and claim all of this land given to them by God. You know, because they're the chosen. I mean, these morons writ a book about themselves saying they're the chosen ones by God. They writ the book saying that they're the chosen. F you, man. As I say before, the chosen ones don't go into sovereign lands and bomb them and kill innocent people, which they did a day before the Charlie Kirk assassination. Isn't that interesting to know that they went into sovereign land, bombed a hotel with innocent people in it, looking for one guy, but they they bombed on sovereign land. And then the day after, Charlie Kirk gets the you know what, and kind of the perfect cover up, wasn't it? The chosen people don't kill women and children. The chosen people don't think they're better than everyone else. No, they don't. They don't. So they writ a book about themselves, calling themselves the chosen ones. Fuck you. Now they think they've got this right. They think they've got this right to go into other people's lands and just decimate them, take over, and this is them. This is their mindset. Not ours. Not normal people that just want to get on and coexist and be friends and friendly. No, they're not. They're the opposite to that. They were like, I want that, I want that, I want that, and nothing you can do about it. In fact, we're gonna tear down your infrastructure. We're gonna decimate it, rebuild it, then not let you in. And if we do let you back into your own lands, you're gonna have to follow our rules. Haven't we seen this before in other places? No, it's so bad at the moment, guys. It really is.
Show me a live stream of the earth spinning round with the buildings upside down. Show me a live stream.
Who do you think brought all this crap into the education system? All this agenda shit, all this weird tranny shit, because that's what they're about. They're into all this weird crap. Their book, is it the Talmud? It's got it all in there, man. Kids and all this shit, and Honestly, these are the guys that are poisoning the kids' minds as well. Man, I swear, if I was in charge tomorrow, oh, I don't even want to say it because it's so bad, and these people, I don't know why they think this, that they can go around doing this. No need. There's actually no need for it. I mean, Iran wasn't shooting bombs or haven't been firing bombs anywhere, have they? They're just sitting there, wanting to protect themselves, maybe thinking about, look, these guys have got nuclear weapons over there. If we ain't got them, we're in big shit. Not firing or, just sitting there in Iran, the Iranians, and now they're getting bombed to fuck. It's just, when this happened,
Things upside down and zoom in
really dumb.
people walking round. People walking round upside down.
Teachers are the problem. They are, man. Well, the teachers are the problem because the teachers can say something to say, this ain't right. We shouldn't be teaching the kids this. But they don't do that. But it does come from the higher up. The higher people say, you teach this curriculum, right? This is what you teach the kids. This is it. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. This group of people, man, are just sick in the fucking head.
I got a balloon, boats reappear with soon. They reappear with soon. The horizon line is flat, center sky.
Oh yeah, put on live messages at the top. I forget to do that as well. Live chat. Put it on live chat. Comment removed for wrong thing. What's Des? Is this happening in the chat? Can't ban. I can't what?
Hasten round, Earth is the place. The moon makes light, so cool at night. The luminaries, they all rotate.
Chez, you're confusing me, man. They got to the teachers way before they become teachers. Yeah, it must be in their teaching now. When they're training to be a teacher, right? They must be putting this agenda in there. So they're training them to be like this. That's crazy, man. Man, it just runs so deep, doesn't it? This sickness in people. Feeling. Yeah, they are a sick bunch. They are absolutely a sick bunch. All right.
Where is the
And this really gets, this is quite a controversial thing, and people have thought this before, so I'm not just the first one to come out and say it. People have said this. It makes you start thinking about what Hitler was doing, right? I'm not saying, it was a good thing, but I'm just saying, right? I mean, they have been, I'm just saying, I don't know if this is true or not, right? Have they been kicked out of every country that they've tried to get into? Eventually, they get kicked out. People just have enough of them in the end. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, who was the real enemy there? Who was the real enemy? I mean, if you go back and listen to Hitler's speech translated into English, it just sounds like one of these politicians today, but, with a louder voice. He's saying exactly the same stuff. Go and listen. Crazy, man. It's really crazy. Shit crazy, man. I mean, I'm sure Flats isn't Flats Jewish? I'm sure. I wonder how he feels about it, because he must see the same thing. He can't be that blind to it, Flats. He must see, hang on, this ain't right. You know, we're power hungry. We're going into but most Jewish people agree, right? They agree with them. So again, brainwash. When you start picking sides of religions and colours, and you're this, you're that, you're falling for the game, guys. You're falling for the game. Adolf was part of the elite. Oh, he was part of it are you saying he was part of it to cause the war, right? Because they needed the war, right? To destroy all the old world and all the old buildings and displace millions of people and all this sort of stuff, right? This is what it's all about, right? This is the game, right? Yeah, I'll get you there, Harmon. I'll see what you're saying. Hey, Stingray, welcome in. I mean, there must be some normal Jewish people out there that thinks that this is absolutely there must be. They can't all just agree. They can't. Can they? What has this place come to? It's literally war after war after war. Psy-op on top of Psy-op on top of Psy-op. Welcome to 2026. You are living in a Psy-op. A constant Psy-op. A psychological operation on your mind. That's it. And then they try and get you, either poisoning the air, poisoning the water. They try and attack you spiritually, physically. All these angles of attack that you're under constantly. And it's part of the game. They make it like that. Right, guys, it's let's get to the vids. Oh, it's on there. Cool. All right, cool. That's... Bum, bum, bum. Start off with Daniel M. A Flatzoid Friday. Oh, when was this? Oh, is it the whole show? Is this where Sean Hawktard was on there talking about billions of stars? Oh, laughing my ass off, Sean Oh god, here we go.
Spelled out makes perfect sense.
Amen.
Yeah, see, that's another reason why there has to be a dome with the stars in a firmament, because if they even conceded that space is real, that means stars that we've measured through parallax. We've measured the distance to stars through parallax, and they're billions of light years away. So you
Sean, need to take some crack, dude.
can't claim 6,000 years if light is still getting to us from...
Again, just regurgitating the fucking narrative. I could have said this, exactly what he just said, 40 years ago when I was 15. Oh yeah, light travels, the stars gone out, the light's still traveling to us at, incredible speeds and trillions of light years away, but the object's gone out, the light still... Shut your weak ass up. This is what I mean. They've got no thinking for themselves. They just regurgitate nonsense.
Billions of light years away.
It's like Occam's razor.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's simple as that.
Yeah.
If we're
No
seeing the
need
light,
to.
if we're seeing the light from stars that are billions of light or millions of light years away, it can't.
Spelled out makes perfect sense.
Complete retard, man. He's a complete retard, this guy. Absolute fucking moron. Taken way too much crack, and all he can remember is what he got taught at school. And he regurgitates it all the time. Sean Hawktard. Right, let's carry on. Okay, what's happening? Oh, do I have to press play? Oh, this is Daniel M. Daniel's been in here a couple of times.
See the stone set in your eyes. See the thorn twist in your side. I'll wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate. On a bed of nails she makes me wait. And I wait without you. With or without you. With or without.
Just real quick. Smacked us. You gotta. Yeah. One of those. This military helicopter just keeps flying over here. I don't know what's up with him. Well, this is just a quick update. They just came through and did another plaster. Not this one that I recorded, but right here. Let's see if I can get it. No, I gotta go up. They're doing 2 runs. Go up, up, up. There's a run. And then here's a total different run over here. Different height from that one. They're doing this right where the sun's going to set. They do this every day. Peace out. There it is again, just flipping around. It's way up there. It's already done 2 circles. It's getting closer and closer above me. It's like they're looking at that thing. Little rainbow thing. Keep flying right underneath it. Nowhere near there in that direction, but just right there where that little rainbow is. February 26th, 2026. It's 3 p.m. There's the moon. See how it's flipped? Almost flat on the bottom. Almost. It's back out. So that's east. So it's starting to go northeast. All right.
Damn. Sorry, I've just seen breaking. Yeah, look, I just see it down here. The sun breaking. Trump launches major combat operation in Iraq. In Iran, sorry. 2 hours ago. 11 years. I thought that was deported Somalians arriving. 11 years. What's that doing on my? This is what I mean. I've got this video. It's 11 years old, guys. What is it even doing there? YouTube, man, you got a lot to answer for. You're destroying this platform. I don't know what you've done to it. A lot of people are noticing it. Something's up with YouTube right now.
Wind. Sorry about the win.
Is it the AI? Is the AI running it now, or something? Something's weird. Something's off about YouTube at the moment. I don't know. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing again. Following the sun. Following the sun. I'm going that way. A lot going this way. A lot. There's a lot.
I see a daylight moon. I see the daylight moon.
There's like this one right there.
Love a daylight moon. I really do.
Helicopters floating around everywhere. See if I can get that guy.
So the sun's there,
Get him from here
and the moon's opposite.
so that I can see.
Impossible on a globe, by the way. You do realise that, don't you? According to the helio model, it's daylight moons.
That's what that loud noise was. Yeah.
All right. Things
That's
are-
it. Trees are looking like this. If I
Lovely
can
little orchard, though.
back up a little bit. Walk over to the blossoms.
Beautiful.
See what we got.
But that smells lovely there.
Yeah.
Summer fruits like just
These are
growing,
the
summer
ones that are
flowers, and
meeting.
beautiful. Love it.
Those are gonna stay. You have one right here, then a bare branch. It's gonna be hit and miss where there's still flower, and then where the red bud sites are, the pinkish red bud sites, those are stuck. So these are stuck. These are still
A beautiful
going.
place.
See, those are stuck. They're on there. This is not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It just depends on the way that the weather hit. The weather hit from all different angles. Oh, yeah. They got that moon covered.
There it is.
Yeah, they got it.
The mystery, the mysterious daylight moon. Hiding away by the clouds.
Kind of a long one. There's another stripe over there.
Oh, or being hidden away by the chemtrails. That's what I should have said. Not hiding away behind the clouds, hidden away behind the chemtrails. And it rhymes. Better.
All right, that's gonna do it.
Next marks the spot there. That's pretty. We got Lucky. Good to see Lucky back at it. Lucky about for a while. Well, I ain't seen Lucky talk about anything like this for a while. He's been busy on his trucks, hasn't he, and his stuff. So shout out to Lucky.
Hey YouTube, it's another perfect day in God's country, and I ain't lying. Lucky Haskins kicking it old school with you this morning. Thank you for each and every one of you for taking yet another moment out of your day.
Remember when I told you about Building 7? Remember when I told you about the fluoride in the water?
Water.
Yes, I did. Remember when I told you about the New World Order? Remember that?
I told you so.
When I told you about the
That's all right, Logical. You're welcome, dude.
When I told
Are you welcome in Stingray?
Remember when I told you about the ultra mind control? Well, I just want to say that I told you so, yeah.
Told you so.
Yeah, I know, man.
Mr. Music.
Logical. He's retarded. He really is retarded, Sean Hawkins. He's done way too much crack. He's just done far too much of it. You can't think straight.
Guru himself.
It's just basic stuff that you're taught in school, right? That's what he's regurgitating. And he's so dumb, he can't even see through it. He can't see through the he's been brainwashed. He's just, yeah, billions and billions of stars, trillions of light years away. Shut up, you mong.
Hope he don't mind, but I had to do that. I hope he don't mind another fellow truther using a little piece of his music. But hey, thank you to each and every one of you for taking yet another moment out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins. Dang, I feel good this morning. Listen, I promised y'all now that I had a pretty special video coming up. This one's really dear to my heart because again, everything that I speak about on this channel, we keep it factual, we keep it real, provable, demonstrable, both boots on the ground at all times. If it disagrees with experiment, we know it's wrong. If it's not demonstrable and independent of the observer, it's likely indoctrination and social engineering for the buffoons that live their life in a fairy tale and far prefer that fairy tale over reality. Now, since nothing that I've said on my channel over the past 4 years has been anything other than factual, then you guys already know that when I first started this channel, before I was heavily ghosted, by the way, this is one of the most heaviest, got to be one of the most heaviest ghosted channels on the YouTube. And it's funny because I said a lot of poignant stuff. My channel was growing pretty quick when I first fired it up. And they didn't bother me for explaining to people that theoretical science was nothing other than agenda-based social engineering. They didn't mind that I said 2020 was just some kind of a, well, we won't go there, because I did get a couple channel strikes, but it didn't make my channel disappear, and I didn't start having all kinds of ghosting issues with the comment threads and any of that stuff until I took the time to point out who and where the COINTEL could be found in the flat earth community. That got me ghosted heavily. Very interesting, hey folks? You can speak some truth, but not the most important truths. And of course, all that stuff, again, I wasn't gambling, taking chances. It wasn't about my opinion. Some of this stuff is very obvious. That's why I told you all to not jump onto.
Sorry, guys, got to rewind it.
Supposed.
Got to rewind it.
Find another fellow truther using a little piece of his music. But hey, thank you to each and every one of you for taking yet another moment out of your day to hang out with me, Lucky Haskins. Dang, I feel good this morning. Listen, I promised y'all now that I had a pretty special video coming up. This one's really dear to my heart because again, everything that I speak about on this channel, we keep it factual, we keep it real, provable, demonstrable, both boots on the ground at
That's where it's at,
times.
guys.
If it disagrees with experiment, we know it's wrong.
Yep, that's
if
where
it's
it's at.
not demonstrable and independent of the observer, it's likely indoctrination
Nonsense.
and social engineering for the buffoons that live their life in a fairy tale and far prefer that fairy tale over reality. Now,
talk, Lucky.
Since nothing that I've said on my channel over the past 4 years has been anything other than factual, then you guys already know that when I first started this channel, before I was heavily ghosted, by the way, this is one of the most heaviest, got to be one of the most heaviest ghosted channels on the YouTube. And it's funny because I said a lot of poignant stuff. My channel was growing pretty quick when I first fired it up.
And then it just suddenly
And
stops.
they didn't bother me for explaining to people that theoretical science was nothing other than agenda-based social engineering. They didn't mind that I said 2020 was just some kind of a, well, we won't go there, because I did get a couple channel strikes, but it didn't make my channel disappear, and I didn't start having all kinds of ghosting issues with the comment threads and any of that stuff until I took the time to point out who and where the COINTEL could be found in the flat earth community. That got me ghosted heavily. Very interesting, hey folks? You can speak.
Welcome to the
some
club,
truth,
Lucky.
but not the most important truths.
we're the ghosted ones. We can be called. We're part of the ghosted club. There's a few few channels in this ghosted club. Is weird.
You know, and of course, all that stuff. Again, I wasn't gambling, taking chances. It wasn't about my opinion. Some of this stuff is very obvious. That's why I told you all to not jump onto the flat Earth supposed theoretical model that has no 24-hour sun in Antarctica, in the place that we call Antarctica. I urge people not to jump on any of that theoretical stuff and stick to what we know and keep both boots on the ground, because the psyops were obvious ones. I also told you, be very careful with the NASA fakery. That hasn't come back to bite anyone in the ass yet necessarily, unless you just look at the opinion of the masses and how they feel about NASA, and they think there's a bunch of genius scientists working there that have somehow proven that the Earth is a globe in spite of its wholeheartedly disagreeing with experiment.
You're getting an echo.
Wrong. You know, but I think the NASA fakery
That should
has
be
a
better,
very
guys.
strong possibility of coming back and biting the community in the ass, because it's clearly, let me tell you something, folks, the reason people fall for all and push all the NASA fakery and go, look, we caught him, because people are believing into or have latched into this whole non-reality television show that we're presented with every day, and they believe that NASA is loaded and full of buffoons, and these people are making these mistakes and releasing them because they're buffoons. Now, one part of that is right. Of course, the corporation NASA
Are they
is,
releasing
by
it
design,
slowly on purpose?
full of buffoons, full of people who were taught not to think, full of people who are just smart enough to push the pens and file the paperwork, but not nearly intelligent enough to ask any questions or to see what's going on around them. But they're not in control of anything, folks. The people that run this shit show, including the people who run all government, quote unquote, operations, are not buffoons. These people are brilliant, okay? And they are brilliant masterminds of deception, brilliant propagandists. And this round that we know of from the late 1800s until today, this short little ride that they have taken this group of humanity on, we know that theoretical science has been nothing but agenda. And we know that these people are brilliant. And we know that these people have lots of knowledge that they are not releasing to the human race. And we know that we've been lied to about everything. And we know
Everything.
that history is false. We know that it's all false, folks, including some things where I used to talk about how we know that Ignatius Loyola.
That's what it all boils down to. Finally, you realise it's all fucking bullshit. Not just a little bit. All of it is. And everything's being put in front of your face to distract you. Everything on the TV and everything in your life, you know, councils and all this shit that's needless.
You know, had a handler named Navarro. How we know that the Jesuits took over all of the school systems in the late 1500s. There was battles and wars written about it in history, that the Jesuits took over all systems and all education.
Hey, Jim, welcome in.
Worldwide, or all over this realm that we live in, that lies within the waters in this reality that we call home. I now know that all of that was simply written by AI, and none of those stories are old or real at all. I now know there was no ancient Greeks or ancient Mayans or ancient Romans. I now know all of that is false, fabricated history. I now know that that was all written by AI, and I slowly understand more and more as to why. Now, I've touched on these reasons many times over the years with you guys, where I've said there will never be anybody to be accountable. It's all been masterfully laid out. So they'll just, as academia wakes up, like they are now, beginning to, they will just reflect upon it all as bad science. Nobody will ever be accountable.
That's a great point. That's a great
humanity,
point.
even though we know it was a deception by design. In
That's
fact,
their little fallback excuse, isn't there? You know, as time goes on, no, they were just bad scientists. They thought of it wrong, but it's all still the same people, right? Going through time, these elites and institutions. Oh no, they were just wrong. They were thinking it wrong. And
to make the human mind so malleable that
Mm.
people could be controlled and manipulated so easily as
yeah,
they are.
and that's all part of the fear, installing fear into you, thinking that the World War III is going to happen tomorrow, and keeping that installed in you, keeping you locked into the TV, keeping you locked into the propaganda, making you choose a side. This is all the game, man.
Today, simply by sending a signal into their house, they can be easily manipulated and controlled, and we're witnessing that horror as we move forward into whatever kind of ridiculous future humanity has. I talked about a lot of this in the past. I talked about that academia would have to wake up. They're not all going to go down in history as buffoons. There's going to be a point where they go, yeah, we better get our heads out of our butts and restore, to the best of our ability, restore the use of our intellectual faculties and try to redeem ourselves in some way and revert back to reality and the use of logic and reason and critical thought. Theories are just that, they're theories. And when we allowed humanity to start living reality as if it was a theoretical idea and living in that reality as if it was reality, as if any of these non-proven theories in theoretical science.
That's what I said, didn't I? You're either in reality, actual reality, or you're living in theory land. Choose one, man. I know where I am, but most of the people are in theory land. They can't prove any of their claims. Can't prove any of them. Can't demonstrate any of their helio claims. Any of them. And if it was real in reality, they should be able to, right? It's that easy. It's that simple. Show me a ball of gas in reality. Show me water sticking to the exterior of an object while it's spinning in reality, not in your theoretical fucking nonsense. We don't want to hear none of that. Because if it's theoretical, it's just imagination. It's not real. Some mathematical equation. Oh, but math says it's true. Math says if I flap my arms 150 times a second, I can fly. That's what math says. Math says I can do it, but in reality, it's bullshit. Math says that water can stick to exterior of objects while it's spinning. But in reality, when we look at it, oh, well, it doesn't. It just falls off into this bowl, and it needs to be contained, and the surface is level. Isn't that weird? Oh.
Reality
Idiots.
whatsoever. I've been speaking about this for years. It's only obvious to state the obvious that none of
Yes, I know. You know, Honor. It's not for you, Honor. It's not for you. Honor, you know what I know. I know what you know. We all kind of know it's not for you, Honor.
those are reality. They are all fabricated theories. It's just really coincidental that they all happen to push very specific agendas. That's what has amazed me. Not what we've learned as a civilization and how we've advanced science so far in the past 10 years, the truth community, that is. You know, how far we've advanced science, how far we've advanced, how many people have woken up, how many people are grabbing the baton and running with it. The sheer amount of numbers of people waking up today in 2026 is through the roof. And I would say that all of us old guards should pat ourselves on the back and say, hey, you know, a lot of it was tough and fruitless, and a lot of people mocked us and this and that. And, you know, like my old friend Music Guru said, well, we done told you so. Because these types of discussions are not about opinions. Lucky likes to talk about facts and reality. That's just what this channel is. Probably why it's one of the most heaviest ghosted channels on the YouTube. But let's get right down to it. Academia waking up, just as I promised they would have to. They have to, folks. Academia has to go through major changes.
Yeah, they got to catch up.
They can't lag way.
They got to catch up because we're so far in front of them at the moment. No, you know, so many people waking up. They know that they're talking shit. talking nonsense, and there's a lot of people coming over because they know, they can feel it. It's like what we used to say, growing up, you feel there's something wrong. These people are feeling it. There's something not right. And they start questioning everything, right?
Behind people that are far more intelligent
So academia, yeah, it's got to catch up because no one believes in spinning balls of water and balls of gas. It's just nonsense in vacuums.
than them and still call themselves academia. The good news for the ruling class elite is that all of this agenda has played itself out, and the New World Order has and will be successful. And the human mind has been so manipulated that most people don't know which way's up, quite frankly. So, but it is good to see some members of the highest levels.
Yeah,
of
I know, Harmon.
coming
Yeah,
forward and speaking
fall into the big
about
bullshit
reality,
category with all their
like
models,
Lucky
and
always
domes, and
has. Speaking the
if we don't know the full dimensions of it, Harmon, how do you fucking model it? How do you model? You can't model that. I mean, it's obviously we're living in a tiny fraction of what's there, and they're saying that this is it. It's like we're living in a like little fractal of what is, of the whole thing, right? A tiny little area that they've sort of domed off, put a circle around it, and say, "You guys live here. This is all there is." But yeah, they fall into all that model nonsense and
truth, admitting the indoctrination that our students are put through, admitting that none of it is real.
the 90% will never wake up, Banner. They are simply not capable.
A link to a video.
Yeah, that's a shame, though, Stingray, isn't it? I mean, their indoctrination and brainwash was so heavy when they were a child, they could never snap out of it. And my question is, why us? How can we snap out of that? Remove that image from the mind's eye, the globing from outer space, sitting there spinning. How was we able to do it?
By a PhD astrophysicist, a theoretical physicist, of course, but a PhD astrophysicist.
You'll only end up
who
more
has now
disappointed,
come
yeah.
forward and
Hey,
said,
Terry,
"Folks,
welcome in. Great to see you, Terry."
none of that is real. I mean, he literally in this video will tell you that he thinks it's ridiculous, or he's becoming enlightened now as he looks back upon his career, that it was all indoctrination. And he comes around and he says electrons, photons, atoms, neutrons,
Bullshit.
all of this stuff, none of it exists. None of it is reality. All of it is simply math equations attempting to use math to create an agenda-based theory
There you go.
for the purpose of social engineering, and then allowing human beings to live their lives as if the theories are real.
Yeah.
And of course, it's been very easy for them to get the scientists to live their lives as if these realities were real. Now, if you've been in the truth movement for any length of time and you've studied science for any length of time, any scientist that's a real scientist working in the field that you start talking to and engage with, you will find him to be very uneducated, very much a buffoon, and it'll be like talking to a kindergartner. They know so very little about reality and demonstrable science. It's literally pathetic. And that is because their minds have been wiped with indoctrination and social engineering, and they never saw it coming because they thought they were being educated, and their ability to regurgitate without thought or question these nonsense theoretical ideas that they were given, never questioning, never asking, well, where did that come from? Never
Hey,
asking,
Santero, welcome
hey,
in.
doesn't this
How you
flow
doing,
with
man?
this current agenda? Yeah, never looking past what they were told to memorize, absolutely wiped their mind and made them very susceptible to social engineering and agenda-based propaganda. So this Stephen Young guy, PhD astrophysicist, again, we're talking about the highest levels of academia. It took him many years after getting out of school for the indoctrination to wear off enough for him to regain control of his own intellectual faculties and to again teach himself how to critically think and to use and apply logic and reason. Everyone can do this. Even guys like McToon or Fight the Flat Earth could regain control and command of their intellectual faculties if they chose to, if they truly chose to. Funny thing is those two both have spoke about their mental issues. Professor Rob Parks openly speaks about.
Yeah, Fight the Flat Earth, Craigie Small Tits now we call him, and McGoon. They've definitely got mental health issues. You can just tell a mile off for those two, can't you? They both look like lesbian school teachers, didn't they? Remember the lesbian school teachers back in like the 90s? Short hair and the glasses and that kind of feminine, full of sort of look.
His mental issues. Well,
yeah, they're both completely mental.
Clearly diagnosed him, explained to him what was wrong and how he could cure it and make himself feel better. Instead, he said I was being mean, and then continued making episodes about his mental.
I hope you're well, Liz. It's been a while, yeah. Hope you're well. I really do hope you're well. I've got Liz in the house. Great to see. Great. Fight the Flat Earth told me that. A comment removed for. Ches, what's this comment removed for wrong thinking? Man. I hope you're well, Liz. Anyway, I really do. Let's crack on. Let's crack on.
Illness that he's unable to identify. When it's very simple. I've talked about psychosis for many, many years on this channel. The psychosis that these people are living in
it's called heliopsychosis, and they all suffer from it. They all suffer from a really bad case of heliopsychosis.
By design, it is intentional. It is an intentional form. They were intentionally placed into a state of psychosis through a system of indoctrination and social engineering. That was the plan. It was a very effective plan. And as
hey,
we
Post,
see
welcome
out
in.
Our window today, it continues.
Hey, Scribble, welcome in. It's all about.
However, all of these people living in fairy tales.
It's all about comment removed for wrong
beliefs in that all of these folks that have trouble giving up their blind belief system. Which is, interestingly, this Stephen Young
big shout out to Liz. I hope you're well, Liz.
This PhD.
A lot of people are pleased to see you in the chat.
Astrophysicist admits that it is a religion and it is not science. Theoretical physics is a religion. It is a belief-based religion, and he sort of chuckles because he has come to the realization finally that it's a belief in a horseshit religion that is fabricated, that has no foundation in any reality, and let alone this one. Okay, so that's pretty much it, folks. This Stephen Young, this PhD astrophysicist, coming out admitting that theoretical science is a religion. I don't know if he quite grasps how profound it is, what the reasons are, the foundation of theoretical science and why they did it, and that it's all by design to manipulate the population. I don't know if he's gotten that far yet, but he certainly has snapped out of the trance and will admit to all of his students and to humanity, hey, I'm a PhD astrophysicist, and protons, atoms, neutrons, electrons, none of it real. This is why people in this community, there's a lot of people that get confused when we tell them, no, nobody's ever been hit by a nuclear weapon. There's no such thing as nukes and atom bombs. What are you talking about? Of course I have. I saw it on television. Folks, there's no such thing as an atom. Therefore, there can be...
They're just powerful explosions, aren't they? You know, I don't know how they do it, but...
bomb. There is...
But splicing atoms and all this sort of nonsense.
Such thing as an atom. Let me be clear. It was made up. It was fabricated. It never existed. It never will exist. And it's never going to be isolated because there is no such thing. until humanity can progress to the point where they can restore their own intellectual faculties, stick to what's real, keep both boots on the ground. If it disagrees with experiment, if you have a really bad hypothesis like the heliocentric model and it disagrees with experiment, even 1% as much as the heliocentric model disagrees with reality or experiment, you know it's wrong.
It's literally the opposite to reality. Their model is the opposite to what you experience, which is, it's hilarious.
Okay, even if it disagrees 1% of the amount that the heliocentric or the globe Earth theoretical horseshit, really bad hypothesis, if your theory disagrees 1% as much as the globe Earth disagrees with experiment, you know it's wrong. Move on and stick to reality, folks. Stick to real science. If it disagrees with experiment, it is wrong. If it's not demonstrable and independent of the observer, it's not even science. It's social engineering, it's indoctrination, and it's a religious blind belief. That's it, folks. Ask yourself, who can I help today? And most importantly, get out there and do it, y'all. I got a bunch of new Fords I got to tell you guys about. I really do. Right now in my yard, I got a 85 F250 bullnose, 306 cylinder, 4-speed manual. I got a 93 F150 4-wheel drive, 300 straight 6 auto. I got a 1984 F150 2-wheel drive, 300 straight 6 4-speed manual. I got a 1995 F-150, 300 straight 6, 5-speed manual, 4-wheel drive. I've got a 1990 Cowboy Cadillac F-350 big dually with the 7.3 diesel in it right now. And I got a 1986 F-250 4-wheel drive 302 fuel-injected auto in the yard right now. Plus the Nissan, plus the old Dodge bus. Yep. Starting to feel a little more like home around here again. We got a pile of dirty old Fords again in the driveway. Feeling good. I was getting a little low on old Fords there. Cheers.
Does more of those. Like 20 minutes.
I was in a provincial archive cross-referencing municipal records for an unrelated project when I found the photograph. Black and white, late 19th century, judging by the emulsion quality. A statue unveiling. The monument depicted a man in period dress, early 1800s, perhaps earlier, holding what appeared to be drafting instruments. Classical pedestal, dignified pose. The attribution read simply, the architect. Not Architect Jones or in memory of Samuel Richardson, master builder. Just the architect. The caption offered no clarification. Municipal dedication ceremony. Nothing more. I should have moved on. I didn't. The deeper I looked, the more I found. Not scattered examples, not isolated oddities, a pattern that repeats with unsettling precision across dozens of cities, across multiple continents, across different administrative regions that supposedly had no coordination with one another. Monuments to the physician, the scholar, the engineer, the writer, the composer, anonymous tributes, nameless honours, statues erected at considerable expense, and these were expensive undertakings requiring committee approval, public funding, skilled artisans, dedicated to people who, according to every official record I could locate, never existed. The official explanation is simple, elegant even. These monuments, we're told, represent ideals rather than individuals. They're allegorical, symbolic tributes to professions, to abstract concepts of learning and civic contribution, the kind of neoclassical symbolism popular in the 18th and 19th centuries. Think of Lady Justice. Nobody asked for her birth certificate, and honestly, that explanation would work. It should work, except it doesn't account for details. The monuments to concepts, actual allegorical statuary from the same period, look different. They're stylized, idealized, often female figures in classical dress representing commerce or liberty or justice. Their faces are generic, their clothing timeless, their poses theatrical. These other statues, the unnamed ones, they're portraits, specific faces, individual features, period-appropriate clothing that places them not in timeless allegory but in specific decades. One statue shows a man in what textile historians identify as 1790s fashion. Another depicts someone in garments consistent with the 1740s. These aren't abstract ideals, these are people. Real people wearing real clothes from real time periods, immortalized in bronze and stone, honored with public ceremony and civic resources, and then systematically stripped of their names, not their faces, not their professions, just their names. Here's where the official explanation collapses entirely. These monuments appear across an impossibly wide geographic range. I've documented them in city records from what we now call Eastern Europe, Western Europe, parts of Asia, scattered reports from the Americas, though many of those are harder to verify. Either the statues themselves are gone, or the records are suspiciously incomplete. The pattern is too consistent, the timing too synchronized. Throughout mid to late 1800s, city after city, town after town, erected these monuments, not over centuries, over decades, sometimes within the same few years, different sculptors, different committees, different municipal governments, all independently deciding to honor the physician or the scholar with identical anonymity. The probability approaches zero. Let me be clear about what I'm describing. This isn't like architectural styles spreading through cultural exchange. That happens organically, slowly, through trade routes and pattern books and traveling craftsmen. This is coordinated narrative, synchronized storytelling. Multiple cities, often with minimal contact, somehow all deciding simultaneously to commission expensive public monuments, dedicate them to unnamed individuals, dress those individuals in period-specific historical clothing, honor them with identical generic titles, provide no biographical information whatsoever, maintain this convention across decades, all without proper documentation of why, and all while pretending this was normal. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me describe what I found when I categorized these monuments by profession.
Banner, what is this nonsense? Banner's poisoning our mind. I mean, it's just old statues they renamed to hide Tartaria, right? That's what the guy's saying. And what I gathered when I was sort of, he isn't using AI images. These are actual images. He doesn't look like he's. So I don't know if he listened, this guy, but the images seem to be legit. That's why I'm playing it. I thought it was quite interesting, but
the architect appears most frequently.
Ah, gosh, let's have a look. I'm not trying to poison your minds. I thought it was interesting. I thought you guys would like
dozens of documented examples, possibly more, that have been destroyed or misidentified. Always male, always shown with drafting tools or architectural plans, often positioned near significant buildings that themselves have questionable attribution in official records. The physician, the scholar, the engineer, the writer, the composer. These professions repeat, not randomly, not with the variation you'd expect if different cities were independently choosing symbolic figures, the same roles, the same poses, the same generic titles. And then there are the outliers, the ones that don't fit the pattern.
I think there's like a kind of 50-50 split with this stuff, right? Some people like it, some people don't.
Neatly. The navigator, found in what are now landlocked regions, the cartographer.
You got to remember, they're only like 20 minutes long, guys. So I'm sure you can put up with it.
in places where official history insists no significant mapping occurred. The chronicler. That's a peculiar choice, isn't it? Why would cities in the 1880s honour anonymous historians unless there were histories that needed to be reconsidered, rewritten, attributed elsewhere? The pattern repeats, but it also reveals. Each profession suggests not just what was being honoured, but what was being erased. Not all of these monuments survived. Some disappeared in the early 20th century. Wars, urban renewal, shifting political winds, all plausible explanations. Except the pattern of which ones were destroyed is suspicious. The monuments that survive tend to be the more abstract ones. The writer holding a quill, the physician with period-appropriate medical instruments, vague enough to be reinterpreted as purely symbolic. The ones that disappeared, those were more specific, more detailed. I found references in old city records to monuments that included additional elements, maps showing territorial boundaries that don't match official...
Absolutely not. I like my brown-stained coffee teeth. Thank you. I like my nicotine-stained, coffee-stained brown teeth. English-style teeth, right? I would never spend a fortune on my teeth. Never. My teeth are fine. I've got all my teeth. Real teeth. You know, don't need shining and brightening and all that sort of nonsense. I drink tea and smoke, for God's sakes. I'll be doing that every bloody month. It'll cost me a fortune.
Histories. Astronomical instruments calibrated to observations that weren't supposed...
How much does it cost now for a whole set of Nashers? You know, enamel, like white, shining every time you smile. I mean, it's, you know, dead straight teeth that look completely fake. I mean, I can't stand that. It's so fake. So fake.
Supposed to happen yet. Architectural elements that reference building techniques attributed to later periods, those are gone now. Archival whispers hint at something similar with statues. A 1920s council minute mentions removal of the monument per directive. No explanation, no elaboration. It had stood for 47 years, then it didn't.
1,200 for two front crowns.
Formerly known as something
Holy
else,
smokes,
rededicated, recarved. The maps it held replaced with different objects. New plaque.
I know, Graham.
Not destroyed, repurposed.
Me too,
which might
Graham. I was,
actually be more
I was
revealing.
bouncing off you, man. I was bouncing off. It was like, yeah. As I say, the only time I had trouble with my teeth was when I was about 17. 16, 17, yeah. When I started taking amphetamines. That's the only time I had problem with my teeth. And when I stopped, my teeth problem stopped. Isn't that funny? So yeah, I've literally got one of my back tooth taken out, or two of my back ones taken out. Not the wisdoms, not the ones behind it, and ones behind the wisdoms. They're still there. The ones in front where I was grinding my teeth. So they took those ones at the back. All my front ones are still there. All my top front ones are still there. It's just the couple of ones at the back where I used to grind my teeth on the amphetamines. So,
These were merely allegorical symbols. Why the need to change?
and that's when I was like 40 years ago. 38 years ago.
Them? Why go to the expense of physical alteration? Unless the allegory itself had become problematic. Unless what was being symbolized could no longer be publicly acknowledged. I've examined dozens of these monuments.
Brendan, how you
What
doing,
they
man?
don't say is as important as what they do. Standard monument practice, even for purely symbolic statues, includes dates. Erected 1885. In the year of our Lord, 1877.
I grind my teeth, but not for the
Something
same
to
reason.
anchor the monument itself in time. These
I don't do it now, Liz. I don't grind my teeth now until it's only because I was on the uppers.
many have no dates at all, or they have dates that create problems. A statue of the engineer dedicated in 1889, but the figure's clothing and tools date to approximately 1750 to 1780. Why commemorate a 19th century ideal of engineering by depicting someone from a century earlier? The standard explanation, that the sculptor was simply depicting period costume for aesthetic reasons, crumbles under scrutiny. Some of these statues show technological details that were supposedly not in use during the period the clothing represents: instruments, tools, specific types of measurement devices. The evidence suggests something much larger. These monuments were created to preserve specific individuals while simultaneously erasing their identities. Not to honour the abstract concept of architecture, but to acknowledge a particular architect, while ensuring that architect could never be researched, verified, or connected to specific buildings and accomplishments, preservation through anonymity, memory through forgetting. Let me tell you about the gaps. Municipal archives from the 19th century are usually comprehensive, exhaustively, tediously comprehensive. Permits for street vendors, records of minor property disputes, pages and pages documenting the mundane machinery of civic life. But around these monuments, gaps, missing committee minutes, lost correspondence, damaged by water or destroyed in fire, or simply whereabouts unknown. Always the documents that would explain the decision-making process. Always the records that might contain names, biographical details, justifications. The sculptor contracts survive, the expense reports survive, the dedication ceremony programs survive, the explanations don't. I've spoken with archivists, quietly, carefully, about these gaps. Most haven't noticed the pattern. Why would they? Each gap taken individually is unremarkable. Archives have gaps, documents get damaged, lost, misfiled. But when I describe the specific pattern, documents related to these specific monuments across multiple archives in multiple countries, some of them pause. One archivist, older, near retirement, looked at me for a long moment and said, "You know, I always wondered about that." Then she changed the subject. She wondered, but she didn't investigate. Nobody investigated. Here's something I couldn't ignore.
This place is so crazy. Some woman just walked past. There's like a cycle track in front of this window, right? And all she's wearing, no word of lie, is a pair of trainers and a fucking oh God, and a pink dressing gown. That's it. That's all she was wearing. And she's going up to the town, so she'll be walking around the town in a pink dressing gown and a pair of trainers. What? That's where I live.
Some of these monuments are sculpted in styles that predate their official creation dates by decades, not slightly outdated, dramatically so. Statues from the late 19th century.
I couldn't see,
according
Jim.
to
It was from
municipal
distance.
records, executed in sculptural styles consistent with
couldn't see.
1820s.
All I see was the
neoclassicism.
trainers and the pink.
Not a revival,
dressing gown.
not an homage. The actual
So bizarre.
technique, the actual approach, as if the sculptor learned their trade
Some of this
70
stuff,
years earlier.
I do like some of the
How?
architecture, though. The old architecture is pretty phenomenal, isn't it? I mean, look at that.
The statues themselves are older than their official unveiling dates. They were created earlier, stored, and then installed later with manufactured provenance. Another explanation: the sculptors were working from much older models or sketches, reproducing existing monuments that needed to be replaced, updated with new, or rather, no names. Either way, we're back to the same implication. These monuments are preserving something older than their official histories suggest, and that's where the whole edifice of symbolic allegory becomes impossible to ignore for what it is: a cover story. Map these monuments and you see something else, something the official explanation can't accommodate. They cluster, not around capitals, not around major cultural centres, though some appear there too. They cluster around specific types of cities. Trading hubs that existed along routes that official histories say were minor or insignificant. Port cities that supposedly weren't major ports during the period the monuments commemorate. University towns where the university's official founding dates postdate the periods depicted in the statue's clothing and instruments. The monuments mark something, not abstract ideals, places, specific locations where specific people did specific things that can no longer be officially acknowledged. The navigator in a landlocked region. Perhaps it wasn't always landlocked, or perhaps the routes being navigated weren't waterways. The cartographer in a provincial town. Perhaps that town was more significant than current maps suggest. The pattern suggests a network, a web of connected places, connected professions, connected knowledge, all systematically disconnected from official history. I mentioned earlier that some monuments were destroyed. Let me be more specific about what I found. There are photographs, not many, but enough to establish pattern. 1920s and 1930s primarily. Images of demolition.
See, these look like legit photographs from back in the day that haven't been manipulated by AI. Not seeing no nonsense artifacts in the image or
statues being removed
That's a
from
good
pedestals, loaded onto wagons, hauled away, in some cases actively being broken apart. What's notable is the care taken in other demolitions of the period. When genuinely historically significant monuments were removed for urban renewal, there are records, discussions about preservation, debates about relocating rather than destroying. Museums acquired pieces, private collectors purchased fragments. For these unnamed monuments, nothing. They were removed and they disappeared. No museums interested in the architect, no collectors seeking the physician. Just gone. Let's address what I haven't found. No debunking campaigns. No official explanations published to counter alternative theories. No government statements clarifying the purpose of these monuments. Silence. When other historical oddities or conspiracy theories emerge, there are responses. Academic papers explaining the conventional understanding. Museum exhibits addressing misconceptions. Official histories being defended or clarified.
They look like
For
real
these
images.
monuments, nothing. Ask a local historian about the architect statue in their city's main square, and you'll get a shrug. Oh, that old thing. It's just decorative, I think, symbolic of civic pride or something. Ask why it's dressed in 1780s clothing when erected in 1890, and you'll get another shrug. Artistic choice, probably. Ask why there are dozens of nearly identical monuments across multiple continents, and you'll get puzzled looks, because most local historians don't know about the others. They know their statue. They've never considered the pattern. The silence
right,
isn't
Brad? Are
conspiratorial.
these actually
It's
AI?
ambient, structural.
Are these actually AI images? I mean, it looks like the photographs deteriorated. Or is that just an effect, the AI? Oh, come on, man. Am I being duped here?
The kind of not knowing that doesn't require active suppression
legit.
because everyone has
Doesn't look like them ridiculous ones with the giants in them. You know, with a 30-foot giant standing in a square with loads of little people. It doesn't look that ridiculous.
already agreed,
They look
without discussion, not to ask. The chronology matters. These monuments appear most frequently between 1870 to
all this is AI effects, all this stuff here. AI.
1895.
I hope not.
A concentrated burst of monument building across multiple continents, all following the same pattern, all honouring the same anonymous professions. Then they stop. Not gradually, abruptly. After 1885, I can find almost no examples of new unnamed professional monuments being erected. The practice simply ends. Cities continue building monuments to named individuals, to military victories, to specific historical events, but the anonymous tributes cease. Why? What changed in the mid-1890s that made these monuments unnecessary, or impossible, or too dangerous? One possibility, whatever was being preserved, had been sufficiently erased from official history that the monuments themselves became redundant, or too obvious. Another possibility, The generation that understood what these monuments represented was dying. Their children, raised on the new official histories, wouldn't recognize the significance. The monuments would become genuinely symbolic, genuinely anonymous, their original purpose lost to time. Perhaps that was the point. Create the monuments while memories still lived. Honor the unnamed while people still remembered the names. Then wait. Wait for memory to fade. Wait for the official history to fully replace the remembered one. Wait until the architect becomes just the architect. A symbol, an ideal, a decoration. Wait until no one asks anymore. I think about knowledge, not abstract knowledge, specific knowledge, technical knowledge, the kind embedded in the hands of practitioners, in the methods of craftsmen, in the approaches of thinkers who don't leave written treatises. In surviving photographs of certain statues, figures hold instruments that don't quite make sense. Period-appropriate surveying equipment.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, come on. Dreaded box pop-up. Some reason, being an asshole. Come on.
Yes, but configured in ways experts can't fully identify. Maps showing projections slightly off from standard methods, or slightly right in ways that shouldn't have been accessible yet. Astronomical instruments that resemble astrolabes but with additional elements, modifications, purposes unknown.
Apologies. Come on, man. Gosh. Oh. This is so annoying. Can't do anything. So the mouse ain't picking nothing up. No. Oh, I hate this PC. I hate it with all my soul, every single ounce of it. Oh, oh, is this for real? Come on, man. Fuck's computer is done. Lasted a little while. A deep breath. I've got to take a deep breath.
scientific knowledge, technical knowledge, the kind embedded in the hands of practitioners, in the methods of craftsmen, in the approaches of thinkers who don't leave written treatises.
He's doing
In
this on
surviving
purpose, I'm sure.
photographs of certain statues, figures hold instruments that don't quite make sense. Period-appropriate surveying equipment, yes, but configured in ways experts can't fully identify. Maps showing projections slightly off from standard methods, or slightly right in ways that shouldn't have been accessible yet.
It's on 360. It's
Astronomical
already on
instruments that
360.
resemble
Why is it
astrolabes, but
struggling?
with additional elements, modifications, purposes unknown. What did they know? What were they measuring? What were they calculating? We can't ask them. We don't even know their names, but someone thought their knowledge important enough to honor publicly. Someone thought their contribution significant enough to immortalize in bronze and stone. And then someone else thought their identities dangerous enough to erase systematically. Both things can be true. I've avoided the obvious question. Let me address it now. Why would anyone want to erase these figures while simultaneously preserving their monuments? The official narrative, that these are purely symbolic, requires us to believe an impossible coordination. But the alternative, that something was deliberately hidden, requires us to ask, hidden from whom and why? One framework: these monuments preserve memory of a recent past that contradicted a newly established historical narrative. The figures couldn't be named because their documented achievements, their verified existence, would create inconsistencies in whatever new official history was being promoted. But their contributions couldn't be completely erased without notice. Too many people still remembered, too many buildings still stood that bore their influence, too many technological advances couldn't be explained without acknowledging their work. Solution: preserve the honor while erasing the identity. Create monuments that acknowledge contribution without attribution. Let the names fade while the vague memory of achievement remains. Within 1 or 2 generations, the disconnect would be complete. Future historians would see the architect and assume symbolism. The actual architect, their name, their biography, their specific buildings, would be lost. All that would remain is stone and bronze and a vague sense that someone sometime did something worth remembering, just not worth naming. I stand sometimes in city squares looking up at these anonymous faces. Bronze oxidizing green, stone weathering smooth, features that once represented specific individuals now softening into abstraction through time and rain. Tourists walk past without looking, pigeons roost on their shoulders, city planners discuss removing them to make room for modern sculpture. They're just decorations now. That's what we've been told. That's what we believe. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm looking at ghosts. Not metaphorical ghosts, actual preserved impressions of people who existed, who contributed, who mattered enough for cities across continents to honor them publicly. People whose names we'll never know, whose achievements we can't verify, whose very existence has been rendered debatable. The monuments remain. The people are gone. And the gap between those two facts is where the mystery lives. I don't know what was erased. I don't know why it was erased. I don't know who decided that the architect could be honored but not named, preserved but not remembered, acknowledged but never researched. I only know that it happened, systematically, deliberately. Recently enough that photographs exist, but long enough ago that memory has faded. And I know that when I ask about these monuments, when I point out the patterns, the timing, the coordination, the gaps in records, the stylistic anachronisms, the distribution that suggests network rather than coincidence, I'm met with that same ambient silence. Not hostility, not denial, just disinterest. As if the questions don't matter. As if some part of us already knows that certain things aren't meant to be examined too closely. Many of the statues are simply gone or destroyed, but some stand. They'll probably stand for decades more, maybe centuries, silent witnesses to something we've agreed without discussion to forget. And perhaps that was the point all along. Not to hide the past completely, but to render it unexaminable, present but unreachable, visible but incomprehensible, to turn history into decoration, to turn people into symbols, to turn names into silence, Mission accomplished, but the stone faces remain, watching, waiting, unnamed, but not quite forgotten. Not yet.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's taking its time. That's why. Change colour to... No, keep the currents and don't show... How many times have I done this? Don't show this message again. So that was going in the background. That's why I was having all that trouble. But now it's working fine. Oh, so stressful. I don't ever... I press don't show again, so it just keeps showing again. This is what they try to present as the actual hub. This is... It's obviously just a sheet of paper with loads of little dots pushed in it, like with a pin, with a light behind it, a little cutout there, and they're trying to say that this is real. Look at this. None of these star systems or anything that you look up is anything like this. Can anyone tell me what this cluster of stars is? I mean, it must be perfect. I mean, what's all this? What's this up here? Someone tell me what this is. I haven't ever seen this nonsense. I mean, look at this bunch here of stars. Just literally put a pin through a black sheet of paper and shone a light through it. It's completely ridiculous. Oh, it's so bad. It's so... You can see where the light direction's coming from as he sort of pans round. The light direction changes because there's a light shining through on the background, right? Check it out again. This light changes the moon as you go past the moon. Watch. Here he goes. Whee! What a bunch of morons. They think people can't notice this stuff.
A little roll one, took it right out.
Yeah, another.
Flying your view, Jimbo.
Ed White is
This
flying
is the stop motion. Yeah, the stop
6,000
motion
miles
one.
per
yeah.
hour, 200 miles above the Earth.
Okay, I'm out. Okay, I'm out.
Here we're plunging down from above, and the ATDA is going across over the Indian Ocean. We've just passed the Sahara Desert. We're coming into less than 1,000 feet now.
There's no question that you're really moving at 18,000 miles an hour.
Here we're plunging down from above, and the ATDA is going across over the Indian Ocean. We've just passed the Sahara Desert.
There's no question that you're really moving at 18,000 miles an hour.
Let's work out how they did it. So it's a little miniature, right? And there's this guy, and he's on a stick. The stick's coming down there, and there's a guy twisting the stick, right? It's obviously the way they did it. Come on. Look how ridiculous this is. 1966 Gemini 11. Watch it. Look, push the stick up. Push the stick up. Push the stick up. Turn the stick. Turn the stick. Turn it. this is the one that breaks. Is this the? Yeah. Oh, the famous miniature.
Good lift off, automatic.
Have ignition, flight. Roger, ignition.
Flight. 2, 1, ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector grid. X-side. Pitch over.
That is just a quick scenes of life in orbit. Our first task, of course, was to deploy Telesat. It was a nighttime deploy, and so this is a TV picture, nighttime TV picture of the deploy. It looks more or less like in the day. You just can't see it too well. Looks more.
See the line.
To get this ultra-smooth flying shot from 2021's WandaVision, you'll see that the show's stunt team relied on a complex wire setup. Wires in superhero movies and shows aren't new, but they've gotten a lot more sophisticated since the genre's reset in 2000's X-Men.
There's a full harness, legs and torso, and it's 4 strings, so you're fully suspended. And you're zero gravity. You lean up, you come up. You want to put your head down, you can go upside down. You just give it a little tap on whatever you're doing, and then they send you on the wires as far as you really want to go.
Vous avez un fil dans le dos qui vous permet de flotter, non?
Do you have a wire or a cable on the back that helps you float?
Ce serait pas mal, mais non, non.
That wouldn't be a...
Get this.
Bad idea.
Great answer. Why don't we take another question from YouTube? We have a couple more minutes before this portion of the event concludes.
Just inspired me further, but that was really the one that set it all off.
We have ammonia masks. The external systems are
really
cooled
does great
with
on me.
ammonia, and then there's heat exchangers that transfer the heat with the external systems are cooled with ammonia, and then there's heat exchangers that transfer the heat. And then the other way is we have a computer program that displays our trajectory on the world. And then the other way is we have a computer program that displays our trajectory on the world.
First-time space flyer Alexei Ovchinin getting his first taste of microgravity and his first look at life on board the International Space Station. Getting his first taste of microgravity and his first look at life on board the International Space Station. Getting his first taste of microgravity and his first look at life on board the International Space Station.
Needs on a daily basis, and so it can be quite cozy, and it's nice and quiet as well. Daily basis, and so it can be quite cozy, and it's nice and quiet as well. It's nice and quiet as well.
Damn.
So as far
That's
as...
a good catch, catching that reflection in the background.
And it's nice and quiet as well.
There they are.
As well.
Yeah, one there and one there. There's the other, yeah.
It's nice and quiet as well.
So as far as, some people...
Smiling, telling barefaced lies to kids. They should all be shot.
Believe if you're not really in space.
you look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
See the hair?
I don't know. We're going to have to do something for you.
No, the thing you should do is just open up these 2 portholes that are always covered up. We'll be able to see, won't we? And then this clown does all this, and oh, look at her hair. It proves we're in outer space.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Watch.
And let's pull his wire down at the same time.
I don't know. We're going to have to do something for you.
I want to do it. I know.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Watch this. Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can do that.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you, CBS News.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you, CBS News.
I definitely haven't mastered it. I'll give you a trial and I'll show you just how bad it is.
Snap.
Practice makes perfect. Give me another week.
What's
Can you do a somersault right now?
Is microgravity, and things float while we're up here, as you can see. I'll float, Mark is floating, and so it really takes a lot of effort to learn how to control that when I set things down. A lot of effort to learn how to control that when I set things down.
Bunch of clowns.
And it's fun to we were playing.
It's all just to brainwash the kids. You do realise, right? They show these in the school classrooms. All of them in America, right? They're all kids sit down, ask the astronauts questions. It's all just to brainwash them.
We had a little bit of time off earlier, and I think Miss.
Where's she going? Ain't for us, because we can see through the nonsense. We know it's bullshit. Where on earth was he going?
And we were playing baseball inside the space station, and it's really easy. Space station, and it's really easy. And it's really easy to hit balls a long way in space, but it's fun just to float to hit balls a long way in space, but to hit balls a long way in space.
A lot's going on.
These actors are so dumb. I mean, you can clearly see her arms hitting a wire there. It literally stops. She has to move it, and then it stops again.
But it's fun just to float to
doink.
Hit balls.
Can't go no further. She tries again.
But,
doink.
To hit balls a long way.
What
in
a
space.
bunch of fools.
A lot's going on.
Well, thank you very much. I know we've got limited time. You've got lots to do up there, but let me ask you one last question.
A lot's going on.
Again, look where they're looking though. Lots going on. So there's a screen down here. There's got to be a screen down here, right?
Well, thank you very much. I know we've got limited time. You've got lots to do up there, but
It's got to be a screen down here.
let me ask you one last question.
Because this is how they do the augmented reality, right? Augmented VR. What's going on there? In again. For some reason, it went to big screen and it should have done. YouTube's got a mind of its own lately.
Limited time. You've got lots to do up there, but let me ask you
Another
one
screen he's
last
looking
question.
at. He's looking at the
There's really
screen.
no sense of direction other than maybe the writing on the walls and the lights that we have. which makes it really neat. When you're working, you can get in all different kinds of spots, and it all seems to work fine. Really neat. When you're working, you can get in all different kinds of spots, and it all seems to work fine.
Continues on down with several more segments, and we have, you know, probably the equivalent of about a 2,000 square foot home. And we have.
It's going to be interesting to see how we readapt to life on Earth, but in a different environment.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, this is the bad one, is it? This is when it all just phases out. So they're layers, right? They're layered over this in the background, and everything phasing out is a layer.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Because in the beginning, you lose all sense of orientation.
Again, the portholes, look, always covered up. I don't want you to see.
And also, you get very congested because all your blood rushes to your head.
I'm going to make coffee and then I'm going to have a joint.
Doug Hurley. We haven't been up there very long. And after a couple days, it's time to go ahead and find this thing called the space stations. We haven't been up there very long. And after a couple... we haven't been up there very long.
Dragon separation control. Dragon separation control.
Now, in 45 minutes, keep you up to date in case that changes.
This is a wearable hologram. With HoloLens, you're completely untethered. Holograms behave just like real objects. They can interact with the environment and with each other.
The coffee continues to climb up that acute angle and until the whole bag is drained.
Good to the last drop.
Now. Until the whole bag is drained.
Good to the last drop. Now.
Discovery.
Get them all, especially the ones in the back. You should brush your teeth for about as long as you can sing Happy Birthday. That should be long enough.
In southeast Pacific are just beautiful. This blue, this aqua that comes up against the dark blue. In southeast Pacific are just in southeast Pacific are just southeast.
Bastard! Look at him just lying.
Station, read you loud and clear. How do you read me?
That's a great question, and I think it's something that we all share up here. You know, one of the unique perspectives that we have. Oh man, that's a great question, and I think it's.
Pockets of
Hier
gravity.
achter deze panelen
Magical pockets of
worden de
gravity.
urine opgevangen en
Oops. Oops. There's suddenly a pocket of gravity just appearing there.
Italy has an Italian on the ISS, but we also have a lot of Italy on the station. How many parts of the station an Italian
I do like this when they're cocking up completely. Oh look, that pocket of magical gravity suddenly appearing again. Just right there. Right there.
Coming up next on Jonathan Bird's Blue World, Jonathan goes to inner space at NASA's Neutral Buoyancy Lab.
No, outer space.
The Neutral Buoyancy Lab is the largest swimming pool in North America. It contains a full-size replica of the space station. And this is where all astronauts start to train for spacewalks.
Johnny, you see any threads inside of there?
I do. It's a little crooked.
Copy. Let's go first.
Okay.
Outside is the transfers of experimental materials to the module. Well, we see gradually down.
I mean, you can clearly see their air tanks, right? Just two scuba diving air tanks on the back. They're underwater. It's been blacked out. There's a front screen projection of the Earth there. It's so simply done. Cameras here. It's all in the this is all in the foreground. It's, bubbles coming up. It's so fake, man. And we can all tell you how it's exactly done. Probably more bubbles popping up. Oh look, there's another one. That's a definite bubble. Another one, 100% a bubble.
Enlightening experience. It's just black. Black.
Чернота космоса над ней.
А взял неограниченный размером иллюминатора и земной шар.
And this is the kind of view you have from the orbit that we finally got to, about 190 miles above the Earth, traveling about 18,000 miles an hour. In fact, that's pretty much the way we saw it for most of the time we were up there. There was a lot of clouds for the entire 11 days that we were up there.
What?
Oh man, I've got that curvature of the horizon thing. Look at that, that's perfect. Yeah, that looks fantastic.
About 190 miles above the Earth, traveling about 18,000 miles an hour. In fact, that's pretty much the way we saw it for most of the time we were up there. There was a lot of clouds for
Yeah, Leo's called this out before. At 70,000 feet and 190 miles. Get the same nonsense.
Miles above the Earth, traveling about 18,000 miles an hour. In fact, that's pretty much the way we saw it for most of the time we were up there. There was a lot of clouds for the entire 11 days.
The screens on the way uphill, I didn't want to see rockets that big. You see some of the ice floating around as the external tank comes off after the fuel is expended.
That's bad.
So I looked back inside and looked at the rest of the screens on the way uphill. I didn't want to see rockets that big. You see some of the ice floating around as the external tank comes off after the...
And they made, well, something they made in 1990, using it on the STS-78 1996. It's exactly the same, right? Different color grade.
Yeah.
40 seconds into the flight, the 3 liquid fuel main engines throttling back to 72% of rated performance in the bucket, reducing stress on the shuttle as it goes transonic for the final time. Engines now revving up, standing by for the throttle up call.
So easy to debunk this nonsense. Good stuff, Logical. NASA faking space. Cool. This is Lev's part 19, the Tree of Life. About 20 past. We'll have a look at what Bruce says.
G Creation, The Tree of Life, Part 19. So, we're continuing with the opals. So we looked at this one last time, didn't we? And we mentioned like the negative space being relevant. It's something rather than nothing. So, which is a big part, because you can see like all the, it looks like space, like in between. It's all those like vibrant colours and all that type of stuff. It's petrified wood, opalized, as you can see. like how spacey it looks. I mean, like all the wood's black for one thing, and then all the parts which are like the opalized area, it's got all those bright colours. It looks like, you know, like the heavens in a way, but not how we perceive it. You know what I mean? This is how we perceive it in spirit when it's filled with light. And so from our view, we only see the darkness and spots of light. It's like loads of detail and stuff. It's also like waves crashing. You got that kind of pattern, which kind of like it continuously goes through. You know what I mean? In terms of like it's showing you both. It's showing you like the ocean crashing, but also like the currents of the astral planes. So like when we think about space being water, but if we think about it being a different kind of water, so in one example, we've got like the waters of the deep, you know, that documentary, and they found the puddles of water under the ocean and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's one example of, you know, a different kind of water. I've got a decent picture lighter, which kind of shows it quite well. But you got this contrast. It's even like the depth of the black. It looks like infinitely deep. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like that could pass off as like space. You know what I mean? Like that absence of stuff. You see it next to this and all that kind of thing. But then in this you're seeing space again, but from that other lens, the lens that can see it all. So when it's like segmented like this, it's gonna like when we make the reference to the sun, so we're looking at the sun, we're seeing all the spirits together. You know what I mean? We're all in his own pockets, but we're all part of that one great thing in that kind of sense. And so it's a bit like when we zoom in and we focus onto one of them, then that becomes like everything else moves away, you know what I mean? I mean, it kind of does in a way and stuff like that as you zoom in and stuff, you know? But in terms of how we experience it and in that kind of way, it's like right now, I'm in the bubble of Earth, and it appears like everything's far away. But that's because I'm zoomed in. I'm within that realm, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm contracted in, you know. But if I expand out, then all the other stars come back in. So it's like, yeah, more like when you pass over, you know, you go to the other side, and then all the stars will come back. You know what I mean? In that kind of sense. More like, you know, as individuals. So they won't see like a tiny dot in distance. It'll be so and so and so and so and so and so, or whoever these people are to you, you know. Oh, but it's all black inside. So, in one sense of like, you got your vision, and you got like the edgier vision, you know, you got your black pupil, you also got your realm, which is black, like your black hole, all that kind of stuff. But it's got light on outside, so that's like the sunlight. So you have a realm, it's black, but it's covered in light. It depends which angle you look at it. From this point of view, you can see the blackness. If you're inside, you'd be looking out in that kind of way. And so it's like see-through. but not from our side. And so it's also like the aurora borealis kind of colours. Let's zoom in and see if we can see it better. It's a little bit blurry, but my camera's not getting the details of it to show like the aurora borealis. That's better. Maybe we can move away. I'll go that way. It's like them colours down here and stuff like that kind of thing. It's a bit of green. I'm trying to get it to do it for there, but it won't do it as well. Because I don't know, it's got like this aurora borealis shimmer to it and stuff like, and it's not showing it. But like I said, like on these other parts and stuff, it's showing you when they're focused in. And so, you know, like your vision, like the realm, but also like the tree. So this is like a twig broken. So you're going through the tunnel of a tree. So this is like that tunnel of the tree of life in that sense and stuff. So we've got all your light, and then it's hollow, and it depends how you perceive it. From this point of view, it's see-through and such. So another example. So it's like glass-like. You can see through it, but it's got these flecks of colour. And so it's smoky as well. You know what I mean? So it's like we're talking about that imperceivable light, and what hides the other light, like that smoky glass colour and such. You're seeing those glimpses into the astral planes. It's like the colours that exist there that seem to be like missing from this world, like that vibrancy. So you can see it see-through. Yeah, it's see-through, but it looks like space in that sense and stuff. So you say it's like smoky, milky, creamy, or whatever. But you can still see the light through it. And so, you know, the thinner that gets, the more you can see that. Those colours and such. You also got like how we spoke about the moon, you know? And so you got all this white colour. And so that kind of like goes along with it. And then another aspect of like how to look at the moon and as like an opalized rock rather than just a rock. Well, not even rock, you know. Well, it depends actually, because this, you know, it's from a tree, isn't it? And that turns into rock and such. So there's aspects of that. Another aspect is like for it to be hollow. And we talk about the expansion and contraction and all that kind of stuff, and it leaves the glass dome. Then like the hollow idea, it doesn't seem ridiculous anymore. And to have that concept, and you know, it's only a concept. I don't know whether it is a hollow, but but when you look at, you know what I mean, like the texture and surface of it and stuff, when it could be hollow. And obviously I'd like to have proof before claiming it is a hollow. But it is a concept. It's like, you know, it doesn't have to be dismissed as such. So here we've got a good example. Like, because you've got all this smoky, you know, imperceivable light, to this imperceivable light. And so it's like that yin-yang aspect towards it. So it looks like space, it looks clear, but it's also something where that can't go. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, because if there's a realm there, you know, in that then that realm's occupying the space, but it's on the yin and the yang aspect of things. And so, like the previous episodes when we showed you the wood grain, and you can see all the wood knots and stuff like that kind of thing. The wood knots are the yang, whereas all the rest is all white, and that's the yin. So that's all the light, the spirit world, all that kind of thing, and then the little knots of realms which accompany it, you know, dotted out as black. That's a bit crack, which is creating that lightning kind of pattern as well. So throughout it, it's all the red clusters of stars or such realms. See, sometimes it looks like it's doing the ocean wave thing. It looks like clouds, you know, so it's got that same pattern as the ocean waves. But, like, you know, in the nature of what that realm is, you know, this astral realm, to be fluid in a way. So you can see the movement of it. You know, you could describe it as waves. How it turns and comes in. There's all the light catching in, like the sunlight. And so it remembers that, and it takes it and it up.
Realise it's a 10-hour stream. Jay Dreamers has just done a 10-hour stream. I put it on there when it was live. I didn't think it was. And that's going to have to come off then. Hidden Land at the North Pole. Jay Dreamers has done a 10-hour stream on it. Am I looking at that right? Yeah, it's not an hour, is it? No, it's 10 hours. Holy smokes, dude. I've been moved from play. We know what's there anyway. Say that.
Put it on the guppies or you know, the cats or whatever they are. You got all your black spots. So as part of that nature of, like, the spirit realm, like the currents, the ocean currents of that place, of the tree, they'd go throughout the limbs of the tree, wouldn't they? So you got another space which is apparently occupied. So the water has to go around it in that way.
Region there just looks like a shot. If NASA took a shot from outer space, a dark region. I wonder if this sort of stuff, they've looked at it and it kind of inspired them. Look at that. It's got to be me, right? That's definitely me. That's pareidolia. I thought these look like faces. Do you see that, guys? That's definitely pareidolia, but it looks kind of weird, man. The first time it's like, holy moly.
It's got a circle, opalized. It's difficult to see colours. Oops.
I can't put it on the good quality today because for some reason it's I can't put it on 720 because I think it's gonna mess up.
You can see something green and stuff like. Only just. It's quite half. It's in between when I'm looking.
Literally look like human faces.
Seeing a lot of blue when I look from my phone, but there you can see a lot of green. But it's, you know, quality's gone.
It's Poncho. It's Poncho next to an alien. Look at that. Poncho is literally Poncho right there. Alien, another alien, and another alien. What the hell, man? That's just weird. I know it's pareidolia, but quite funny.
Faces.
Yeah, even Lev can see him. Even Lev's saying, "Look at this. Look, that's Poncho. Look, what's Poncho doing on there?" Damn.
In each other. Yeah, like a dimension, a realm. It's like this is where someone's busy in their life, occupied, or doing whatever it is they're doing. Oblivious to this image, reflection, seeing them, you know. It might not be, it might just be wood, stone. But in terms of it being segmented, then you have got that aspect of things. And it does seem to express that way. How nature's telling that story.
Poncho's face is in that.
This might have been a wood knot. Can you see wood grain going around it as well?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, that being a realm and the currents going around it in that sense. Plenty of green on that one. But then we've got the sun. It's fluffy texture on it, so you know, it's steam, smoke, ocean spray, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. But also that imperceivable light which is coming from it, and so all that milky stuff, it kind of blocks what you can see in that way.
What? It kind of look like Australia. Reflection of the sun on the water. See the ripples there, right?
You can see like the wood grain patterns.
Seems like the micro is expressing the macro.
If it were wood. It's a small picture. It's a shame. It's interesting how it looks like a separate object within it, you know. You've got all those colours and stuff behind and such. And all the light which comes out of there. Like that's connected to the tree. And all the light comes through.
Those.
So it has this like golden look, doesn't it? You know, like you've got like red, green, yellow, blue, etc. But clustered together, it kind of starts, you know, because it's in the background, it's brownish, you know. So we were looking at those opals on the previous episode, the brown ones, and like referencing it like that in that kind of way. And maybe so many other colours and stuff. But when we look at wood, you know what I mean, most wood grains have got that brownish kind of colour. different types of browns. So you segmented, and each one's full of stars and stuff. Some are smoky. Oh, imperceivable. So we look at that, but when we look at the black lines, and you consider that to be the tree, so that's like what connects everything. Some more interesting patterns.
And that's crazy. It looks like it's painted on.
It's segmented. It's got its own world. Its own world.
Like it's painted.
It's like saying different parts of space, or different parts of the sun. You know what I mean? Like where it's more dense and the realms are more closer together, to where it's more sparse and stuff. So like that imperceivable light, and it clears and it becomes.
Looks like you're looking up at the sky. Looks like clouds, the sky.
So like that imperceivable light.
Yeah, I mean, if you like chop that there and chopped it there, just had that, you would think you was on the ground looking up at the sky, the clouds, maybe a little mountain or something, tree in the background there, horizon there. So
And it clears and it becomes, you know, you can see through it in that kind of sense.
Amazing, man. Wow, what is
like
that?
From how we see it.
What is that at the top? Again, I know it's pareidolia. It looks like a face, 2 arms, neck or something. Arms leaning on. Like it's right at the top, right? Seems to be like a blue. That's kind of...
It's how spirit sees it.
Again, that is kind of crazy. I'm seeing whole things in this. Pillars or trees. Oh, you've got to look at it from the perspective of being like down here and looking at river or something. Or rocks there. Giving you that perspective. Yeah, that's a better shot right there. Like, you know, standing here. Trees are tree stump there. One of the horizon there. Right. Whole films. In opals.
It's made that black and glass-like, so it looks like see-through, and you know, almost like space. But you know, I mean, it's filled with this glass, which is like a liquid, crystal. Made out of sand. So it's same, isn't it? You know what I mean? Glass, crystal in that kind of sense. So, you know, it's easy to say, but it is a liquid. You know what I mean? Like this is, you know, how nature's expressed it. But in like reality, you know what I mean? Like that concept of being, like I said, a different kind of liquid, a different type of water. It's that kind of like the chi water, and it's kind of like ready to turn into something, you know what I mean? Like the template energy. It's wood, but it's got the face. It's like the mouth, the Pac-Man aspect to it and stuff.
Like you're peering into like a realm, isn't it? Like you're peering into it.
Aspect to it and stuff.
That looks like stars, dark sky. You're peering into like, you know, there's like a sort of mountain or something.
And this is
Quite
microscope on petrified wood.
I find lead stuff really interesting.
And so we're seeing all these white spots. Some are hollow, some are filled in, and some are black. And so you've got that aspect of things. So, you know, rather than it just being the petrified wood microscope image and stuff, like we're looking at like the heavens, like the network, like this, all those lines that go through and stuff, go that way as well. And we spoke about it like on the waves. The waves go that way, lost waves go that way, and it will like repeated on animals and all these kind of things. But we'll also look at it in terms of how the tree, like the fabric and nature of what the astral planes are in that kind of sense. So that's another example. You've got modern pine and cross section of Triassic petrified wood. But that's just showing you the
honeycomb kind of
like that fabric in that kind of way.
Again, yeah.
And here we're seeing more. So you got that fabric, but then you got the spots, which then split into two, or join and form into two. But I think they have the potential to split as well. So obviously the Death Star as well and all that kind of reference. Let's get more of them there. So that one's filled in at bottom. So like at the bottom you've got the earth, and then you've got the sky at the top of the dome, all that kind of thing. So again, you've got more of them. They go down deep rather than just being bubbles. So like one aspect is like time, you know, we'll consider it like that. It might be expressed in time with that. Petrified wood. So all the vibrant colours, it suggests that we're in the tree of life, and from the tree of life it's looking and it's taking information from ocean. And so like we spoke about like on Waves of Love and Reflections of Love and Light, we showed you the lens behind the wave. So when you get the photographers behind underwater looking at the wave, so if you see that red line which kind of goes around all this, that's like the edge of a vision. So inside there is what it can see. And so if we consider it like that, what it can see is loads of waves crashing.
It does look like waves crashing. These like mountains.
And so you've got your beach, the water rushing back, sky, all that kind of thing. So what's happened is you've got all your petrified wood, and then it's created a split, and then it starts to grow the crystal within the split. And so the crystal is looking like waves, and because it's split, it's made that separation. So it looks like you can even see like sky if it's nighttime, or, you know what I mean? It's got that element of depth to it, you know? So, like I say, it seems to split it, and then you've got like proper, you can see what's in there, rather than like down here you can see all these lines and stuff where the waves are kind of like creating these kind of patterns or whatever. But it's like that vibrant neon kind of astral projection colour view in a sense and stuff like. And when it splits, you can see like the real world within
the rivers, river flow.
So I'll finish off with some shots. We've got the wood burning. What do you call it? Fractal wood burning.
What? What was that? That CGI? What's this?
So I like for it to do that through wood.
Come on. Literally a fractal of the tree. What is happening? You got me, man. You got me. What?
So I like for it to do that through wood. It's kind of like showing you the same nature of it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, it was imperceivable, but now we've put those things there and burnt through it. Now you can see.
So what's this thing he's using? An electrode put into wood. He's firing a high voltage through it, and it's causing these trees patterns to form on the wood. That's completely insane. That's a good one, Liv. That.
Feel heat. Sometimes lightning melts the sand into a glass tunnel called a fulgurite, stretching.
Which is quite cool as well. I like the after sparks, I like the little sparks which come afterwards.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, we're back. Are we back? No, we're back. Reconnected. Good.
Even though it's not wood, you know what I mean? Like chi exists in everything.
Okay, we're back.
So it's like the chi finds its way in that way.
Yeah, but doing it on wood, that's really crazy.
It's acrylic again. Different.
All right, okay.
And then this one's a little bit different.
This is the most expensive wood on Earth, but not for the reason you'd think, as it's called golden thread nanbu, and a single log can sell for over $3 million. As when you look closely, it naturally shimmers like gold, almost like thin threads of silk are running through the wood. But for hundreds of years, it was reserved by Chinese emperors to be used to build palace halls, temple pillars, and royal coffins, which you may think that's because of its golden look, but it's actually because it has an extremely rare ability that no other wood has. Because as it grows in constant humidity for centuries, it slowly produces resins that crystallize inside the grain, and these resins protect it from rot, insects, and even cracking, making the wood practically immortal. This is the most expensive.
Which is quite cool. I like the resin, you know, going between it all and stuff, and then that kind of like, well, enhances its longevity in that kind of sense, and also like the colours of it and such. You know, we've covered those types of wood before. Like the patterns and stuff, like one for waves, and then also for the Tree of Life one as well. Those patterns.
Oh.
Right, I'm over 50 minutes, so I'll leave it at that, and I'll get on with the next one. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in a bit.
Good stuff, Liv. Good stuff. Quality. Interesting. Check out it. Only got like 30 minutes. It loads up. I'll get the next one on there. I think Liv's up to 21 on that, so we got a couple of more to take a look at next week. Got parts 20 and 21.
make those, calculate those changes accurately, but still the people looking at the software could say that it's the Earth, even if the numbers add up. That was my point. Especially if they don't even consider any other possibilities. I mean, I don't know about now, but like a decade ago, there was a lot of people who never even heard of flat Earth being a thing. So it would never even occur to them that the software could be measuring something other than what they assume. That's false cause logical fallacy as well. Radar says, the physical manifestation of the realm we inhabit. Flat Bob says, Dayton Miller did over 1.5 million measurements with laser interferometry, and his findings are fascinating. The drift changes. Is anybody arguing the drift never changes? I wasn't familiar with that. Doe Hope says, would you agree disproving globe doesn't prove flat Earth? Well, it depends on how you define flat Earth, right? Because, I mean, what are you claiming, that the Earth is a cube? Like, because a lot of the disproving the globe is the commonly accepted heliocentric theory with the measurements of the globe. Or are you arguing? But yes, technically you're right. If the Earth is a way larger globe that is not spinning, yes, a lot of the disproving of the mainstream heliocentric globe model wouldn't necessarily prove a plane. I mean, it depends which variables you're looking at.
This is the retardation they go to. Oh, it's a much bigger globe. Shut your weak ass up. It's such a weak argument. Oh, it's much bigger. You just don't get it. You don't get the physics of water, bro. It's that simple.
Pinto Sack says, gotta go skating on the pond. That sounds like fun. All right, so let's jump into Joe Rogan and Roger Avery.
And the William Shatner one where create and dig. Wartime.
Can we find that?
Wartime. It's a wartime film.
What, Jamie?
I was looking for it. I was lost in some other ones.
Wartime 40s, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
even
wartime
crazier.
movie. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of stuff going on back then.
Probably hard to get people to go to the movies back then.
No, it would be easy to go to the movies.
'Cause
In
they
fact,
wanted
wartime
something?
and depression and...
So for people who don't know, Roger Avery's a Canuck who directed, or he wrote Pulp Fiction. Obviously, I'm not a big Tarantino fan because he's a complete hack. And he wrote and directed Mr. Stitch, which I haven't seen. And that's starring Rutger Hauer of Blind Fury. We haven't talked about Blind Fury. That's a classic. And then he also did Rules of Attraction, the 2002 movie with James Vanderbeek, who actually just passed, unfortunately, of Dawson's Creek, which I've chastised Dawson's Creek to no end, as that is... Oh, we didn't finish talking about Ruby Ridge and Waco, and if this spiral, this collapse of the West could have been prevented if all the Patriots stood up back then. But, yeah, Dawson's Creek definitely... And she was famous, if I remember correctly.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, did I? Still going? Oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't really remember her too much. Anyway, yeah, so he directed Rules of Attraction, and then also he wrote Silent Hill and Beowulf, and then wrote and directed Lucky Day in 2019. Haven't seen that one either. But anyway, oh wow, he was also executive producer on Boogie Boy with Mark Dacascos and Tracy Lords. That's interesting. Okay, anyway, I'm guessing Joe Rogan didn't think that this guy, and I don't know if this guy's a flat earther. He seems just to take a logical position, but we'll see what he says. Jeff Hunt says, Rogan thinks you're stupid if you don't align with his beliefs. The absolute arrogance of it truly shows his colors. Well, my question was, was he this brain dead before the $100 million Spotify deal? I mean, he was always stupid. He's a dumb stoner. But I don't remember just nothing but fallacy spam in some of his positions. Like, a lot of it, he was just joking about a lot of stuff, and his humor is terrible. I mean, he's really not funny, but... And he's not funny or intelligent, but he did make some... I mean, he did have some decent points on the moon landing and 9/11 and some of these things in the past. I think he actually talks about 9/11 in this one as well. They get into conspiracy theories, but it seems like whenever he gets triggered, he just goes full retard. And there's certain topics that trigger
like
him.
they all do, Bruce. They all do it.
Welcome, Chillster Deluxe.
Oh, Chills is in the chat. Chills, you in the chat there?
Chillster Deluxe says, not all stoners are dumb. Well, I didn't say they were. Some stoners are geniuses. I just said Joe Rogan's like dumb, one of the dumb stoners.
Big shout out to Chills protecting the stoners. It's like that. Who's that idiot? Arse Mongold. Is it Arse Mongold or something? Arse Mong, the dude. He was comparing the woke agenda and all the nonsense to flat Earth. And I had to write him a little message at the bottom there saying, stop comparing that nonsense shit to flat Earth. It's not the fucking same, bro. What are you doing? You probably wouldn't never see it, but I put it up there. I just had to write something. He was like, what's this guy doing? Another Mong. You know, he gets faced with reality. He starts going into these weird...
When things are bad, I think this kind of this is the magic that they often talk about. The illusion.
Why is my
Silent Hill? We made the choice of whenever where to.
This isn't me. I think this is Bruce doing this.
Like no one shoots a helicopter crashing like. This, my wife got turned on. Freaking out in the Atlanta airport.
About the sulfuric acid. So this was like right after he was indicted in 2000.
Yeah, I got to get rid of some bodies.
Yeah.
I got
How much did
dissolve up some bodies.
What did it say he ordered? Like, let's glaringly obvious when they say pizza and when they say jerky.
Oh, it's reconnecting.
Glaringly
What is
obvious.
going
How
on?
do you walk jerky?
Today.
You know what I'm saying?
And,
It's
why do I need a
Never been
chilled
this
container to,
Right.
A chilled
back,
bag or whatever they say?
Jesus Christ.
You know, and
So you think they're eating babies?
oh yeah, I absolutely believe that.
You should get.
Wow. Wow.
This guy's a bit of an insider, right?
Avery making
Is he a
no...
Hollywood producer, this guy? Makes movies and all that sort of stuff. He must have a bit of inside knowledge. Absolutely, I believe they're eating babies.
bones about his beliefs. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's some dark stuff. You haven't checked out the Pizzagate Epstein connection. Check that out. I just did a deep dive on that.
Yeah, it's definitely connected. They're trying to make out Hillary going, Pizzagate. Oh, she come out in front of the cameras and said, I don't know Epstein and Pizzagate is false. I mean, who believes this stupid woman? Who does she think,
Welcome,
you know,
Franklin.
she's talking...
Welcome, Lucid Quasar.
Bruce.
That's
I'll
a
let
great
Bruce.
name. Apparently, the movie Bugonia has a direct visual representation of flat Earth under a dome.
Yep.
A lot of movies do.
Yeah, showed that.
Jeff Hunt says his stance depends on his label. He has too much to lose to be authentic. Well, has Rogan ever apologized for his retardation? I mean, I know he's called himself a moron and a retard and stupid, but has he ever exactly?
He has never. I don't think he's ever apologized for his retardation.
So Eddie Bravo, when I talked to Eddie Bravo about Joe Rogan, he said Joe is completely back on the moon landing being fake, but he never addressed why he flip-flopped in the first place to it being real.
Moloch worship.
Oh, well, there was the
Damn,
other.
this is bad today.
email that
He
said,
keeps going
"Thank you
off
for
and
the
on."
Torture video. I enjoyed the torture video.
Yeah.
You know what else is weird? Rogan's not getting triggered over, satanic Illuminati politicians eating babies.
Yeah, that's
but
a good
as soon
point.
As you mentioned flat Earth.
Flat Earth, he
watch
goes
the
full retard.
logical fallacy stream like a faucet from his mouth.
And it's like people just they don't want to accept it. Like people don't want to believe it. They don't want to accept it.
Okay, some commentary notes that a remote island with water treatment and energy systems could plausibly stockpile such quantities for 1 to 2 years of operations, although others argue that using it directly for reverse osmosis, as stated in one social post, is technically questionable for membrane health. Highly corrosive, strong mineral acid that can severely burn skin, eyes, dehydrate, and char organic material, which is why it features in both legitimate industrial processes and in darker hypotheticals online.
Darker hypotheticals.
Darker hypotheticals is where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
When you get indicted for sex trafficking and then you order 6 drums.
Jeff Hunt says, when Rogan backpedals, the Harvard rowing team is jealous. Well, does anybody remember his meltdown with Candace Owens? He started berating Candace Owens when Candace was on his show years ago.
Guy's a gatekeeper, man.
Over so-called climate change. He kept saying, well, you're not an expert. How do you know? Like, obviously, Rogan's not an expert in anything. Like, Rogan is just the perfect example. I mean, look at his dumb face right there. He's a perfect example of the cult of authority worship.
Yeah, there it is.
He's an authority-worshipping cultist bootlicker.
Yeah, there it is, right.
Now,
there.
he's not necessarily in the political realm. He doesn't necessarily do that. I haven't seen him bootlick anyone, not even really Bernie, right? I mean, I remember there were some moments where he kind of held Bernie Sanders' feet to the fire. I don't know if Rogan bootlicked any politician ever. Maybe he has. But when it comes to the field of science, I mean, Rogan is so utterly clueless. I don't think doesn't even know what scientism is. And that's how you can know whether someone's legit or not. Because, for example, if Neil deGrasse Tyson was legit, he would be hating on scientism. He would be promoting real science versus scientism. Has anybody ever heard him say that? It's kind of like how a good cops would call out bad cops in police brutality, right? And some of them do, right? Oath keepers. I mean, there are good cops out there. I don't know how many, but might not be the vast majority, but it's the same thing with, like, a true scientist would take offense at all of these scientism cultist goofs like Neil Tyson, just contaminating and perverting their field by pretending that they're blind faith in the corrupt. They're masquerading as real science. And so real scientists would take offense to people like Neil Tyson and all these goofs that claim that they're real scientists. Jeff Hunt says, can't have a position unless you have a diploma. It's so stupid. Well, I mean, it's just that's the genetic fallacy, the appeal to credentials, logical fallacies, appeal to authority, logical. I mean, the stack of fallacies is so high, and I might have to logically analyze his conversation with Candace Owens as well, because that was the first time I think I saw just him go full retard. Because I believe that was way before Eddie Bravo's flat Earth talks and nuclear weapons not being real. That was a long time ago. Even with Pizzagate, like that clip that we went over where Brian Callen started melting down. Brian Callen went completely full loon over Pizzagate. And I don't know, has he put out... I'm kind of curious. Has Brian Callen talked about Pizzagate since and addressed his own meltdown goofery. Like Brian Callen goes full retard all the time, but he went full retard, extremely animated over Pizzagate.
He powered up. He powered up and went full retard.
I don't think he even went that crazy over Flat Earth. I mean, I think a little bit on Flat Earth too, but
Super Saiyan retard.
I wonder if he's addressed
Super
it
Saiyan
recently.
retardation. That's the levels these guys go
So
to.
2 days ago, apparently there's a clip here. Brian Callen addresses backlash on his Epstein take. I mean, this is an hour long. I don't want to go through all this. And of course, Brian Callen himself was accused by 4 women of sexual assault and misconduct. So, yeah, make of that what you will. So yeah, notice how Joe Rogan never addresses science versus scientism. That's how you know he knows nothing about science or the scientific method. Absolutely nothing. I mean, this is children's level stuff, but the goof's a goof. Jeff Hunt says the way he polishes Neil deGrasse Tyson with all of his unsubstantiated claims. Well, Joe Rogan doesn't know what a claim is. He doesn't know what an argument is. He doesn't know what a logical fallacy is. That's like he's not even a preschool level logically. That seems to be the issue. Oh, don't you go bringing up Carrot Top. Oh, man.
Of sulfuric acid right away.
Place. And if you look on very, very old maps, you see that there used to be a country called Tartaria that was in existence. And at a certain point, they wiped them out. And so his theory, and it's just a theory, it's just a posit, but when you see how history is constantly being rewritten in real time, it's not so hard to believe. And then he uses, astronomical evidence and, mathematically kind of proves it. And he basically says that, let's see if I can get this right, that Rome and Greece and those and Egypt were actually active till around 1600, and that Rome actually fell around 1600. So, kind of imagine, or more like late 1400s, 1492,
as opposed to what's the conventional timeline?
About 1,000 years before. And so, if you can wrap your head around it, the Salem witch trials took place around the same time as the Inquisition. Columbus was discovering America around the time Rome fell, and that all of this was designed to justify or to erase this entire civilization from history. And then there are people who believe that there are a lot of buildings that are still in existence that were this. They claimed that Jesus Christ was I can't remember the emperor's name. It's kind of a composite story. There's a number of...
So they think 1,000 years are missing from the timeline.
Well, yeah, think about it. If you're a Byzantine guy and you're like, hey, I want to move...
This is actually interesting. I would have thought... Because, wait a second.
I've heard that before.
You know what else is interesting?
The 1,000 years.
I mean, Rogan is such a goof.
Added.
Like, someone with, like, a higher status, like Roger Avery, he's not going to chastise him or talk down to him.
When you see, like, dates like, 18... We'll say 1645. It's actually I-645. They changed the I into a 1.
That he would to, like, say Eddie.
Something along those lines.
Even though Eddie's the one who... I think Eddie's the one who gave him his black belt, isn't he? I mean, to be that disrespectful to your sensei, that's crazy. I mean, Rogan really does show his true colors in a lot of these podcasts. But Roger Avery, I mean, I don't know is Roger Avery like super A-list? I'm not sure he is, but then again, I mean, if you're writing for Quentin Tarantino movies, I mean, I guess you are. A-list as a writer, maybe semi A-list as a director. But yeah, it's like Rogan. How many times has Rogan really got annoyed with like a higher status guest or a guest that was higher status in his own feeble mind? Because I think Eddie did bring up Tartaria, didn't he? And Joe Rogan got kind of triggered over it, but here he's kind of being calm. So far, anyway.
to the country and you look over at France, let's say, and Germany, and you're like, yeah, there's all these like indigenous peoples there, and we want to wipe them out. And so you hire, a mercenary. You hire a guy named Charlemagne, and you get him to go in there and kill all the chieftains in one day. Like 5,000 chieftains were killed in a single day, apparently, by Charlemagne. And you completely wipe out everything, and then you move in. You become Jerome the First, and you run Paris, or you begin, France. And what it really is just land. And so you add time to the timeline in order to justify that land claim. Because what makes more sense? That history was cruising along like this and then suddenly flatlined for 1,000 years and then picked up again? Or does it make more sense that somebody took that time, that the Dark Ages, and kind of added to the timeline?
So I'm confused. So, but isn't there like documented history from multiple cultures about that time period?
Yeah.
And look at Joe Rogan, always appealing to the authority fallacies. Documented by whom and how? So if it's on Wikipedia, according to Joe Rogan, it's legit. If it's taught at an indoctrination facility like Harvard or whatever, that means it's legit. Because he just doesn't have the... I mean, look at his face here. He generally does seem confused. It's like he doesn't have the mental capacity to comprehend basic logic. Like there's real basics. Like kindergarten level basics. Look how confused he is. Sarah Catherine says, Bruce, you were in my dream a few weeks ago. You told me that you were an immortal scholar. What did I look like? You know, it'd be crazy if Sarah Catherine actually did see me in her dream somehow. What did I look like? Or was I some kind of did I have a non-physical form? Lucid Quasar says, for a tough guy persona, Joe gets triggered an awful lot. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, yeah. Welcome, Run Boston Bear.
Boston Bears in there. When was this live? When was this done live? Oh, it's 13 hours ago. Okay. Oh, we've only got 5 minutes,
Chan
guys.
Jackie Chan fan says, you had a
Realised
shaved
the
head
time.
in my dream. You looked cool.
We'll have to watch the rest of this
confirm or
next
deny,
time.
My friend.
Or if you want to go and
Sarah
watch
says,
it,
Bruce,
we did
you were a
watch a part
ghost.
of this, but we didn't watch Bruce breaking it down.
I had an ethereal form? That's interesting. Speaking of ghosts, we definitely need to do more ghost podcasts. All right, let's continue here.
But it's all like, written down by the Jesuits, who were completely in the control of, it's that history is easily changed. And in fact, we see history being changed before our eyes in real time. And so the deep past is easy to change.
So we're not in 2026.
No, we're like in the 1700s.
Oh, Jesus.
He also blasphemes a lot. Like, a lot. Like, the goofery of Joe Rogan knows no bounds.
Oh, my God.
Just a theory. It's just this guy,
I mean, he blasphemes like a teenage girl. Like Joe Rogan's blaspheming vocabulary. Maybe not even, maybe a preteen girl.
Anatoly Fomenko. And it's a very interesting theory. And so I read that, and I kind of had a tentpole collapse. I was like, well, holy crap.
Explain to me the flatness. Like, what do you mean by history goes up and then flattens
Well, the progression of humanity through history, as we kind of are progressing as we go. And then all of a sudden there's this flat line called the Dark Ages where nothing happened.
Is there a conventional explanation for this flat line? For 1,000 years,
the collapse of Rome and falling into barbarism, the time of barbarism.
That's not plausible.
Everything is plausible. It's
Right.
plausible that sulfuric acid is used for RO, reverse osmosis water cleaning, and so everything is possible. The question is it probable?
I like how Avery seems kind of smart. Like, this is my first interview I watched him, but he's just completely eviscerating Joe Rogan logically.
Yeah.
Because Joe Rogan doesn't believe anything is possible. Because Joe Rogan, look how desperately he's appealing to conventional explanations, the mainstream narrative. Like, he's desperately, like, that's his blanket. He needs it, and he needs it to be true. That's kind of interesting for a supposed conspiracy theorist, isn't it?
Well, Jamie just pulled up that was the first time they had ever ordered that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, there it is.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, that's the least of the things. The thing is, we become desensitized to stuff. I mean, look at everything that has happened in the last 6 years. It's like an insane amount of stuff has happened, and everyone's just kind of like numb to it.
Well, they get desensitized.
And I think it literally is that people's brains have been fried.
You think by COVID vaccines?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there's some scientific evidence that for some people, at least, it crossed the blood-brain barrier and had some sort of a detrimental effect on their cognitive function.
mRNA is reprogramming.
Which is bizarre. It's bizarre to watch. And then they eliminate jury trials for anything other than like murder and rape.
If you say anything, you're in jail. If you repost anything, you're just immediately sent to jail. Look at what's going on in Canada right now, with Carney.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, that control.
He's like, to be. Oh, there's more pushback. I'm headed to Florida. Oh, there's more pushback than ever before, and so there's a possibility that fucking airport. I would think
was in traffic. People just keep driving by.
I don't remember the original one. I might not have even seen it, but the Sutherland one was amazing. I never would have thought that that's what it was about.
I mean, we're experiencing a kind of Bolshevik revolution at the moment right now. So,
in what way?
Well, there's a rise of Bolshevism. It's like we see it occurring. And
how do you define Bolshevism?
Well,
Joe Rogan doesn't know what it is. What a goof.
It's the Bolsheviks were essentially a kind of
game for what it is. Right?
I mean, it's not correct to say communism, but it's basically a kind of authoritarianism, in the guise of egalitarianism, and helping the world know we're all going to be equal and everything. But
and they were murdering Christians.
Jackie Chan fan might be on to me. I think I just imagined you as a 90s UFC fighter.
Bruce. All right, guys. It's about that time for the outro. We'll watch the rest of that next time. Oh, it depends how much. This outro could take a while.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch
To be honest with you, I can't believe we got through today without it shutting down.
What the human race is suffering from is mass
At least we got to the end.
hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight to be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody your slaves. Only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lair. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign army, they display it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Alistair Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you. And how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, out in the clouds, and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end.
Whoever built the pyramids had knowledge of electrical power. And you know that that's the information that they suppress and devour. Who you think the motherfuckers that crashed in the tower? Who you think that made it turn into ash in an hour? The same ones that invaded Jerome. The ones that never told you about the skeletons on the moon. Yeah, the ones that poison all the food you consume. The ones that never told you about the Mount Vesuvius tombs. Right? The bird flu is a lie. The swine flu is a lie. Why would that even come as a surprise? Yeah, the beast has war, your wolf made you die. It caused cancer and it cost a lot of people their lives. Do y'all know about Bohemian Grove? How the world leaders sacrificing children in robes? Lucifer is God in the public school system. I suggest you open up your ears and you listen.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, out in the clouds, and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real. If you can persuade people that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see, you got them. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.
"25 years I've been on the force. I've seen every kind of sick, depraved act known to humanity, and still, when I see a black man walk by who has more money than me, I want to vomit my gizzards right into the gutter. But why? Maybe there is no reason. Maybe there's just a big blue ball out there that's mostly covered with water, and we're just going along for the ride."
DJ Ill Will.
Oh, this is Bo jiggling balls in your mouth all day, every day. Hey, you tuned in to Fuck What You Heard Radio, where you can stick a dick in your ear and shut the fuck up, bitch. But anyway, we got your new K-Dot record. I know you a trap. Where you at, baby?
Down Rosecrans, 87 Regal, sipping on a gold can, gun tucked like the fetal position. Top dog coalition, coexisting with the coldest whoever quoted from California district. Been a corner like David Banner, I'm the owner of the marijuana aroma. You smell it, hit a donut, yelling it's me, bitches. Who did it? I did it. Take them where they can't go. Like Planet Venus, leaning like a mad scientist. Laboratory bottles of empty Heineken, telling stories about the ones that came before me. Chinamen squinting this eye because I'm blooded. Him, my shine is bigger than a striker lighting, and they like it him because I like to win, never lose. Put me on the pedal stool, bet I pedal victories until I pedal off my shoes. Welcome to the Lions Room, challenge anybody who wanna try they luck to get fucked up, and all you heard was ooh. Say hello to the little big homie, and your reality ain't realer than this, homie.
Righty. Hopefully it won't take too long to switch over. responding. Right, we're there. All right, big shout out to everybody that come in today. I do appreciate it. I will see you next time, to be Thursday, around 9:30, 10 GMT. Till then, take care. Have a good weekend, guys. You're welcome.